And of course, let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Yes, folks. Yes, folks. Yes, folks. Well, listen, man. Powder. I'm going to move this over a little bit. I'm going to move this over this way a little bit. Let me see. Well, you see it? Watch it. Proud, live and tell you. Proud. It's in the village of the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. Let me add in no other than 𝗹𝗶𝘀𝗲𝗍 Diana Benskin McDonald, boy.
4 names are in trouble. I'm in trouble.
Boy. The storm. Yeah. Let me add in the one and only what? The Phantom. Phantom look like Phantom. Hey, you want to show? God, we almost exposed him there, no? Diana, you almost got him, you know. Storm, what's this partner? Diana, you wouldn't believe this, eh? You wouldn't believe this, Diana. In the comments, there's already 81 comments.
I don't see it already. I don't, but wait, before we proceed. They're asking about my broom. See? Look. See?
Oh, you have a whip today?
A belt.
Well.
No. And a leather one too. All right, good.
You know, well, Lana jumping early tonight. Lana jumping 6:20 p.m. Lana like tuning in the village where you keep it real, boy. Lana jumping early. Oh, God. 𝗧𝗂𝗲𝗄𝐻 also inside. 𝗧𝗂𝗲𝗄𝐿, welcome as well.
But listen, Anselm.
Who
else is there? Rose? Ron
else is
MC?
there?
He pouting already. I don't know what he pouting for.
Who's that? Ron DMC?
Yeah, he always pouting.
Yeah. When I name like Ron DMC, I have to pout a lot. I just
Rose,
cheese sticks inside. Cheese sticks. Cheese sticks. I ain't see your cousin Bert sticks in a while, you know. What happened? Yeah, cheese sticks inside. Lana coming early, boy. Wolverine too.
Ron want to know where nuts.
Nuts gone. Nuts in which one? Nuts cake or
Nuts watching Ian.
Or Wallafield nuts?
I don't know which one.
Wolverine said Lana drink 2 Guinness. Rose, good night. Oh, let me just get Rose, good night. Good night, Tommy. Good night, Gary. Yeah, something happened with Gary. I think Gary wife take away your phone or something.
You hear me?
Yeah, you know. You told your wife take away your phone, you know what I mean?
No, I was waiting for you to wrap up your thing there.
Yeah, Wolverine said good night, broom lady.
Yeah, no broom. I showed them how for them.
Ron says, all it take over the chat or what?
Yeah, he pouting already.
Yeah,
𝗧𝗂𝗲𝗄𝐻𝗄𝗃, look, 𝗧𝗂𝗃, greetings in the name of Jah.
𝗧𝗂𝗃𝗄𝗃, which? I see him. Oh yeah. Look nuts man come. The nuts man.
They say Paula May Weeks with 𝗧𝗪𝗏 the friendly ghost, cause they can't find she. No, they're not easy.
Oh God, well, yes.
But you know, I'm reading this book here called It's called
Point up again. Hold up. Wait. Hold on. Stay right there. I'm not point up. So 𝗧𝗂𝗃 could see it. Because 𝗧𝗂𝗃 does wear glasses. Go ahead, move it a little bit to your left. There we go. Yeah. The origins of
our discontent. Caste.
Yeah.
The origins of our right. You know?
Yeah.
And what went on there today, boy? Right? I just want to say one thing before you go here. Beyond race, class, or other factors, a powerful caste system influences people's lives and behavior and a nation's fate. That's all I'm going to say there.
I think I know where you're headed. Go ahead.
Allah, that's all I'm going to say. I'm leaving that right there.
Okay.
I'm leaving it right there. Who want to go and read into it? Read into it. Who want to figure what it is? I want to say, go right. But read the whole book and I understand which I'm in the process. I'm finishing up Powernomics, the national plan to empower Black people. Right? That I have to come out to your defense. What I heard today on that station, what do they call it now? What name?
91.9?
Yeah, in Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah. I have not heard, and I know they're going to want to come after me, but I'm waiting for them, right? Because I'm full of knowledge. I just read, right? I have not heard one comment, none of them callers, none of the comments, and the host of the show offer any sort of method or program to relieve the suffering people of Trinidad and Tobago right now. I ain't learned nothing. I spent 10 minutes. I said, let me hear what's going on. All I hear is the bashing Wall Street. Nobody ain't calling with nothing. Nobody had a learned guess in their field of study to offer solutions to better Trinidad and Tobago. All I heard was bacchanal and confusion. And I want, especially Tobagonians who are going to be going to the polls soon. Now the storm upset. I want all of to exercise all their psychic muscle. And if this is what all you want for all your children, go ahead and go, keep staying the go along, get along gang. If all you don't want to take your country forward, continue with the go along, get along gang. Bacchanal and confusion. Nobody ain't bringing no learned person to offer no solution. Just Wall Street this and Wall Street that and what? Right? That's all I heard for 10 minutes that I was on there. I heard nothing to open my eyes to say, well, wow, maybe we should, nothing. And that is what you all want for your country? The beautiful country? Huh? Highly educated children coming out of university and no jobs for them. Yeah, I'm going to say it. No jobs for them. And you have to depend on the government for a job. And if you talk up against the government, they're ostracizing you. Is that what you all want? Then go and continue sticking your finger in that stupid ink. And don't take your country forward. And see where you're going to be in 20, 30 years. See where you're going to be 20, 30 years. The storm said it.
Well, Diana, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, right? I appreciate that. But, you know, I just tell them, let me bring in Tommy. Tommy, welcome, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing me in. And yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. And I heard the storm is raging today.
You have a right.
Yeah.
You have a right.
Just look,
so?
you know what? You know why I storming? You know I vex without calling people name? When a certain credit house can march into a citizen's home on a Sunday, and carry the woman things, and she churn sleeping on a mattress, or you call that progress? Y'all call that progress? Yeah. Where you think it's slipping and sliding? That is just one family that's going through the pain. All they want to tell me what? Because bashing Wall Street is going to make Trinidad and Tobago. Or, you know, I just get vexed when I just say what I got to say, and who don't like it, hey, come after me. I could take you on. One family, this certain credit house, and it is not courts. Go into people's house and carry all the things because Dr. Rowley did not call a moratorium on debts. Don't get me vexed today. Don't get me vexed today. Dr. Rowley did not call a moratorium, and the lending institutions and those credit houses are putting their knees in the necks of suffering people. And you all could talk about this Wall Street. I saw bacchanal and confusion. Trinidad and Tobago, you want to go forward? You want to make your country better? You want jobs for your children? I urge you to exercise your psychic muscle and stop being led to that voting pool like sheep. Take it from there, Aunt Slim.
Diana, listen, I'll tell you something, right? What we have to understand, you see, I understand the go along, get along, P&M gang. I understand them. That's why I coined them the go along, get along, P&M gang. Now, I also talked about economic development, economic empowerment, economic inclusion, and access to capital for Black people and Black businesses. I also mentioned that. Nowhere in that discussion did you hear anything about economics coming out from any one of them in the go along, get along, P&M gang. Because all they want to come there and is just run them out. And you know something else, right? By the way, Dominic Romain, P&M supporters want to know if you are still chairman of the ILP or have you resigned from the ILP and when? Dominic Romain, the chairman of the Go Along, Get Along P&M gang. P&M supporters want to know if you are still chairman of the ILP or have you resigned from the ILP? And if you have resigned, when have you resigned, Dominic Romain? The people want to know. They want to know, right? I'm going to ask you that question, Dominic Romain, until you answer that question. So let them go along, get along. I know you're the chairman, but let the rest of them go along, get along, gang. Go on Aisha program and talk all kind of things. These the most unintelligent people. You know, listen, a fella call him and poor thing, he sound like me sometimes. He can't pronounce a big word. Well, I just pronounce the big word on him. He can't pronounce a big word. He was trying to say economist. He was like economics. economists. I mean, I feel sorry for him, but you know, if you can't pronounce that word, like me, if I don't know the word, I go ask Diana, you pronounce that word for me now. But Diana, boy, but the easy, they don't talk nothing about fixing what going on in 𝗪𝗂𝗏𝗆𝗃. And hear what they say now, boy, Wall Street, when you give out stuff, you shouldn't say nothing. But you see,
No, please.
them have a playbook that our playbook is different than their playbook. You see, their playbook is that when you do something, keep it quiet. Don't say anything. So they can come and say, oh, tell you, all them just do is run them out. They don't help nobody. They don't help people.
Yeah,
right? And when you throw it up in their face now, they can't use it. They just come out, yeah, when you do something, you shouldn't say anything. So listen, when Donna Cox give out that greedy hamper to that one family, she should not say nothing. And you know, she had to say because she's a minister. No, they don't.
Photo op.
Well,
yeah, they don't have to say anything. Why? Go ahead.
Let me tell you something. Is we had the fire on their heels running out there to do stuff. Number one, all right. And the other thing is, we living way over here. And if we were taking care of business down there, we wouldn't have to run down there to help people.
Right? Correct. Okay. Correct is right.
And the way they operated, they never included us in any discussion on addressing any issue. This government was not inclusive. Them have everything under control. Right?
But Gary, if the government didn't go up in 𝗪𝗂𝗏𝗆𝗃 and give them people 5 okra in a hamper with a yam and 2 plantain and all kind of thing, I wouldn't have to go and give them no hamper.
Exactly.
I would have to, and listen to them. Oh, Wall Street get donation. Let me tell them right now. Every single hamper was donated on behalf of us here on WZYE. Every single hamper. No donations. Nobody got donations. You see them, just only run them out because they don't know. And I say this, when you don't know that you don't know, and if people tell you that you don't know, even though you don't know that you don't know, and you want to know, and you still don't know, you still don't want to know that you don't know.
Yeah.
But they want people to stay hungry and starving in their house and don't say nothing.
Yep.
Don't make the government look bad.
Yeah.
They stay there and suck and gas in your children's stomach and don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing.
People have to, the people have to reach out to me through social media, fight over here, and the government elected to serve them, who holding the treasury in their possession, right there, and they can't access them. Then we have to talk.
So we have Dr. Sharon Campbell waiting for us. Dr. Campbell, give us 1 minute. I saw you in the background. We're gonna bring you in 1 minute. But I want to play this video for you, and I ask a question. I like to ask questions, because the only way to find answers is by asking questions, right? I'm gonna play this video. This happened, I believe, in Ghana, right? Which one is it, boy? Let me see if it's this one. Let me see if it's this one. Is it this one? Hold on, let me see if it's this one. No, it's not that one. It's not that one. Let me remove that one. We're gonna get back to that one. Oh God, I removed it, but what? I wasn't supposed to do that. Let me see if it's this one.
Nope.
Nah, it's not that one either. Hold on. Let me do that. I wonder if I have it down here, boy. Okay, hold on. Bear with me. Oh, here it is. Oh, I have it on the wrong page. I'm gonna stop this. So here is a community in Ghana, I believe, in Africa, and the politicians bring bag of rice for the people. Bag of rice. And the people get vexed, and the people tell them, we don't want no rice no more, we want jobs. Because after a week or so, the rice go done. How you go feed your family? The rice done, right? And let me tell you.
We went all day to Mama guide them.
But Gary, some of them need go along, get along, P&M gang. They don't read. Sorry, they don't read. But that is Africa. That is Africa. And I said, could it be possible that this could happen to politicians in Trinidad and Tobago? right? That you carry hamper for people and people get, I mean, the people hungry and they're suffering and they fed up again, hamper. You know, the people and them don't even really think it's a question. Oh, this is not Africa. Oh, this is not Africa. So let me quickly play.
We need job, we need job. Job, no rice. Job, no rice. Job, no rice.
Yeah, they run the politicians out there. They say we want jobs, no rice. They don't want no rice. Yeah, every time you come, you only gain them rice all the time. You gain the people hamper all the time. They want jobs. Oh, you gain them hamper. Yeah, people hungry, yeah. But all you come and get them hamper every time. Right? Every time it's hamper. We become a hamper society in Trinidad and Tobago.
But
let's bring in Dr.
The criticism faced from this end that had them busy running out there to help out people now, you know.
Well, and the busy running to criticize we, eh? The busy running to criticize we.
But I look at it, listen, the Mounta thing they were saying about you, right? And the minute you said one thing, it was like you were wrong to say that. In the meantime, they're bashing you left, right, and center.
No, but I listen. Let me tell you, as you know, Tommy says it good. They don't pelt stones at barren mango trees. Tommy, that's
right.
They do not pelt stones at barren mango trees.
Nope.
I tell you that. And I mean, listen, I don't go on them radio station and talk nothing about education. I don't talk about. I from Chumacak. I don't talk about education with none of them. Right? They come here. He come. Dominico. Anyway. Look, let me bring in Dr. Sharon. Let me bring in Dr. Sharon Campbell Phillip here, straight out of Tobago. I them fellas and them. Yeah. Dr. Sharon.
Hi, good night.
How are you doing this fantabulous evening? This is Dr. Sharon Campbell Phillip, straight out of Tobago. They want to know how we highlighting so much Tobago people because my father from 𝗹𝗶𝘀𝗲𝗍𝗆, Tobago, so I'm 50%.
Oh Lord, here we go.
50%
Very well.
But Dr. Sharon, you also have with us, it's in the village with the DAG Triplets. We have with us, D is Diana, the A is, of course, me, Anselm, the G is Gary, and we have a fourth individual, you know, they just call him the outside child, but the lazy in the chat just call him the love child. So we welcome you in the village on WZYE 95.9 FM. And just a little background, you said the World Research Congress chosen you to be the research director of Trinidad and Tobago, right? They will notify the office of the Prime Minister as well as the office of the Chief Secretary soon. So you were chosen for this prestigious award. You know, you could introduce yourself and then we're going to talk a little bit about that as well and other things.
Okay, so my name is Dr. Sharon Campbell Phillip. I have been writing for the past 3 years. I am an international research director. I'm also an international researcher, distinguished researcher. I'm also an outstanding psychologist.
Wow, outstanding psychologist too?
Yes.
Now, with respect to your did you study in Trinidad and Tobago or did you study outside of Trinidad and Tobago?
I did my bachelor's in Trinidad and Tobago. I did my master's was with a school in California, and I did 2 doctorates, one with the University of Oxford and the Atlantic International University.
What? 2? Not 1? 2?
Yeah.
what part of Tobago you're from, may I ask?
Speyside.
Oh, Speyside is after Roxborough, right?
After Roxborough.
Yeah, oh God, I get my little geography right, but a little bit right. I get it a little right, you know. Talk about you bag what's called the Asia's Outstanding Psychologist Award. Talk about that a little bit. I mean,
Okay.
you know, I mean, I don't mean to cut you, right? When you hear a young lady from Tobago with 2 PhD out of an island of 60,000 people, I mean, that is fantabulous, splendiferous, and tremendous. I mean, unbelievable. So talk a little bit about that.
Okay, so the Asia Award came after the Ruler Award, which was the
Right.
International Distinguished Researcher. The Researcher Award came from our article selection. So one day I got a call say, well, I was writing and publishing, and then one day I got an email and a call notifying me that one of my articles was selected for the award. The Asia Award, however, it was based on a profile selection. So when I got the first award, I had 4 to 5 published articles, but for the Asia Award, it was my profile which had 14 scholarly articles.
14 scholarly articles.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really impressive. Really impressive. So what exactly do you want to say something to me?
I said thank you.
Yeah. So what currently do you do in Tobago? What's your occupation currently in Tobago?
Currently, I'm a community officer with the Division of Community Development.
Okay. So would you have to, so this award, does it mean to say that you have to stay in, is there anything that comes with the award that you may have to leave Tobago, or this is something that you just get an award and there's no follow-up as far as the award is concerned?
Okay, so there is the award, and out of the award, I was also notified about the position to come, which is the Chief Research Director, right? Also out of the award, I was also selected to be an editor of one of the journals that I usually publish through. That is the Open Journal of Educational Research. So yes, there are a lot of benefits that comes with it.
So are you going to take up any of those benefits, or are you going to stay in Tobago, or what? I see a smile.
Well, actually, I'm doing the editing. It's online. They will forward the articles to me, and I will review them and edit them.
Okay.
However, I'm open to options. Whatever comes, wherever the Lord lead me, I will go. So I'm not limiting myself to Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay. So with all these accolades, what do you enjoy the most? What do you think gives you the most pleasure?
The fact that I'm making persons aware, right? My writing actually, the purpose of my writing is to motivate, to educate, and to inspire, and I have been doing that.
So somebody says that Dr. Sharon very educated. Why should I run for government? Because we have people in the chat who put up questions. Dr. Sharon so educated. Why should I run for government?
That's not my calling.
Oh, that's not your calling?
No.
Okay. So you're not a politician?
No.
All right.
At the end of the day, everybody has to know what they're calling, and I'm not into politics.
So you mentioned this is Gary. You mentioned that you were involved with the community development of Tobago.
Yes, I am.
So can you tell us a little more about what you've been doing in that aspect, so we can understand how what's taking place?
Okay, so what we do at community development, we develop communities. We go into the communities and we interact with persons, look at issues and how we can curb those issues. We also do community profiling. So we create text profile on the community, and so the profile tells you everything about the community, from the history to the skilled persons to the everything, the historical sites, So in that case, we will able to better interact with persons because now we have contact and we can meet persons, and we work hand in hand with the community to develop the community and enhance it.
So you're kind of like getting how to say an idea of what the needs are, the people, and how you can help them basically in improving themselves. Is that part of the role that you're playing in the community?
Yes.
Okay.
And Dr.
No.
Doc, you said Doc Tommy here. You said you were a psychologist. Do you do clinical work? Are you active, or
I
you
provide
help people?
counseling. But I do it as a side job. I'm not working with the government in terms of psychology, but I do my own practice.
Okay. I have a question for you, ma'am. This is Diana. How are you doing?
Sure. I'm fine, thanks.
With this COVID lockdown and quarantine and everything else. Now I asked this question because in the African community, to deal with psychological issues, it becomes a taboo matter. Do you disagree or agree with me?
I agree with you.
Okay. So this whole COVID quarantine, everything, I believe it's going to have some sort of psychological and behavioral impact, especially on the children. Now, I have emerged from extremely challenging circumstances, which which was an abusive relationship, abuse with my mother. So it sought me to go get help. And it took me a long time because I, didn't want to, the taboo that existed, So how a person such as yourself, are you inclined to whisper in the ear of the incumbent or any political person that they need to be providing services, especially for the children? Because there's this quote, Anselm, that you say it's better to repair broken children than correct me.
It's better to build strong men than repair. It's better to build strong children than repair broken men.
Broken men. So, is there any sort of can you, on behalf of Trinidad and Tobago, present something to the incumbent that they should be looking at psychological services in depth for, especially the children, because they are going to be the populace going forward?
Yes, and I see the need for it. My aim is to work with the local government as well and put forth a proposal and see how best we can curb the situation. But first, we have to get to the root cause of whatever the problem is. So there is definitely a need for it. I also have done some case studies on my own and realized that it's deep. It is very deep, and there is a great need for an intervention.
Because this COVID thing has caused problems that existed to balloon, the abuse that was going on. And now the breadwinner is out of work. They're taking it out on the woman, and she's in turn becoming stressed. The children are picking up on all these cues. They're becoming restless. They're becoming irritable, sleep disturbances, just to name a few, because I've been through all that stuff. So, and they want to open schools in September. Do you think that this sort of therapy should be implemented now, or wait till the children, you go back to school in what is called a new norm?
I think it should be implemented now, and not just for the children, but have the parents as part of it as well as a program. Because sometimes the problem is not necessarily the child, but from the adult. And yes, like you said, it will stem and it will affect the child. So there's no time to deal with it as the present.
Okay.
Now, someone says community profiling also gives you information on those in need in a community. What do you do with that information? So they're talking about community profiling that gives you information on those in need in a community. What do you do with that information? I guess she's asking that question.
Okay, so for the community profiling, a lot of the persons don't list the issues or the needs in the community. However, with community development, persons will come in and they will make a request. And community development, we are usually on a hamper drive, so we do distribute a lot of hampers.
Okay. You know, I need to ask a question, right? Because we don't live in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
Why has Trinidad and Tobago become such a hamper society? I mean, you may not agree with that, but I understand that people are hungry. But it seemed like if, you know, you instead of, you know, teaching me how to fish, you know, you're bringing a hamper for me. And when that hamper is finished, if I don't have a job, what am I going to do after that?
Okay, so there could be a lot of factors that contribute to that. However, I think what is most critical is that most persons, when you talk about need, they list finances, right? And most persons are going to ask for hamper. So they'll actually limit themselves to hampers. So I think that is one of the reasons why.
Well, somebody says Dr. Sharon will make a great social development minister.
Well, I don't know about the minister, but I would make as much.
No. Listen. Don't. I mean, you may not want to be in politics, right? But I think you have to put that positive thing there out in the air. It might not be the minister, but it might be something similar, in order that you can utilize your educational skills and abilities, you know, to be of even more of assistance to people who are looking for that assistance. I think that's what the person is trying to say, even because, you know, I think that's what the person is kind of trying to say. I don't want to go into the person's mind, but
and you know, go ahead, ma'am.
What I'm one of the things that I'm about to do, that I'm in the process of doing, is having an NGO. This foundation will help to curb some of these problems that we face in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay. So of course,
is, as you highlight the issues, are you getting the resources in an effective time frame where when you highlight that the needs that are in your community as you discover them, are you getting an effective response?
Actually, we meet deadlines. We try to work with persons as closely as possible. So I would say yes.
So you are getting some effective response when you discover the needs and you
Yes.
highlight it to the authorities. You're getting the response that you see that is needed.
That is in Tobago.
That is in Tobago, and I could speak for community development.
Okay,
Not
that's what I was trying to
Trinidad.
understand, if you're getting the response that you needed.
now, go ahead.
There's a lot of work to be done, and for me personally, I have a lot of ideas that I want to bring into reality, and it's to help the persons in need, right? However, I still need to connect with the right people, and there is where I'm headed. I'm still looking at who I'm supposed to talk to and where would I get the help from. Yeah.
Now, there was a
That's what I
breaking
was trying
news
to
today.
understand with the communication part of it. You know, that when you discover the issue, those in authority, is the communication flowing effective enough? For instance, you know, to the central government, because you're in the field, you're discovering the issues, you're relaying the issues, and you need the effective communication and the effective response to meet the needs, and the demand is extremely high.
I wouldn't say the communication is effective as it is now. But with God's grace, we'll get there. There's a lot of work still to be done. A lot.
Okay. Let me. Mark Daniel is from Tobago. He says, Mark, welcome. He says, all this intellect, all this high level of education emulating from this little Tobago. So imagine if we really get our own autonomy.
Yeah.
And it goes, and I want to, go ahead, ma'am.
Tobago has a lot of talent and a lot of education. We can do so much, but we need the unity. I think politics are separating us, which is very sad.
So, I mean, we don't need to get into politics. If you don't want to answer the question, you don't have to answer. Do you think Tobago needs its own autonomy or its own self-governance? Does Tobago need its own self-governance?
I think so.
Okay, all right.
And you see, Anselm, persons like herself, right? This is what I talked about earlier. No one is talking about some sort of strategy, to invest jobs in the island, to give persons, young persons like herself, opportunities to stay and serve her country. And hear what she says, wherever the opportunity takes her, she will go. Unfortunately for her, she may have to venture outside to find some sort of sustainable living. And this is, this is what I don't understand. You have people like her going. Trinidad and Tobago is a rich, highly literate society, and companies will invest in it. But if you don't have the right people marketing it, you don't have the stable and safe society. They look at a whole lot of factors before they decide, okay, I'm going to set up a shop here. And this is, and I like I say, this is one thing I go by. Every winter, I do not see one advertisement advertising to Trinidad and Tobago. I always see Jamaica. You slip Barbados in there now and then, but Jamaica is in front of us all the time.
One thing about it, Diana, what I see here, I mean, first of all, everybody reserve and deserve the right to govern themselves and manage their affairs. Right? It is my belief, based on what I am seeing, the central government have suppressed the people of Tobago and have prevented them from succeeding, and this has to change. And and that's why I'm supporting Mr. Duke there, because he's trying to liberate the people, and I support the people of Tobago right and their right to voice how they feel, and we would like to get more people from Tobago into this program so that we can give them the opportunity to state how they feel, and what are the issues. We are trying to highlight what the issues are and to know how you feel in Tobago.
And those issues are whether you're a PNM, whether you're ILP, whether you're UNC, whether you're MSJ, we welcome everybody in the village. And as someone says, Dr. Sharon, please tell them Tobagonians, come in the village and we go get them to unite. We call this a village here, in the village with the DAG Triplets. So the person say, tell them come into the village, because we really, really, really and truly unite in the village. Now, we just saw today, right? There was a media release today, Wilson Road, 27th of July, 2021. Tobago has recorded its first confirmed case of the Gamma variant, also known as the Brazilian or P1 variant. The Gamma variant is more contagious than the previous strains of COVID-19, which means it spreads more easily. The division of the TIHA are ramping up testing for variants of concern and will continue to provide updates if any variants are detected in Tobago. Wait, 1 minute. What? I thought it was already detected in Tobago. No, maybe I misread it. Let me read it over. Tobago has recorded its first confirmed case of the Gamma variant, also known as the Brazilian or P1 variant. The Gamma variant is more contagious than the previous strains of COVID-19, which means it spread more rapidly. The division and TIA are ramping up testing for variants of concern and will continue to provide updates if any variants are detected in Tobago. Oh, they mean any additional variants. I think that's what they mean. So, how, I see you smiling. Is that what they mean?
I'm not sure. But I want to add to what Diana said, right? And our sad reality in Tobago is that a few of us want to give back. You know, up to today, I was telling somebody, I want to give back. I have so much to give back. But you feel as if Tobago doesn't want what you have. My work has been recognized internationally, and everything I do is international. People internationally are benefiting from my work, and unfortunately, people of Trinidad and Tobago are not.
But why is that though? That's a very good point. Why you think that is?
Anselm, can I continue on here?
Sure.
I am an award-winning poet and author, right? A fellowship awardee, right? Trinidad and Tobago don't recognize me. I don't see my books in the hands of Trinidad and Tobago, you know, just children. They haven't reached out to me and say, well, you know, your next anthology, we'd like to take a look at it and put it in the hands of the school children. You're absolutely right. She's absolutely right.
And currently I have 14 scholarly articles, and then I moved on to writing books. So I have 15 published books. And I am thinking, I want to give back. Honestly, I want to give back to the schools. I just want to give back whatever I can do to help, to develop, to change life, to bring about awareness. I want to give back, but it's sad. It's our reality.
But you know the sad part of it, to be honest with you? Unfortunately, you will have to leave Tobago in order to accomplish what you want to accomplish. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because
I agree with you.
Yeah, because what happens is that they don't value what you have accomplished in an island of 60,000 people. 14, those scholarly articles that they are talking about. People don't know how significant those things are. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication for a young lady in a population of 60,000 to get these awards. Not only that, but you've been getting awards left, right, and center, all kind of awards, right? I mean, it's just unbelievable that a person like you, with all that accomplishment, I mean, you should be some big consultant for some department there in Tobago, a big consultant. But you know what they go do? They go bring down a Canadian, or go bring down a guy person from the US, or they go bring down a person from the United Kingdom. They don't look like you, and they go pay them US dollars, right? And they have you right there, who could do even twice better than the job they go bring them people to do.
Actually, sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, you go ahead.
Actually, when I received the first award, that is when I thought that, you know, they would be happy, because I wasn't just the first person in Trinidad and Tobago, but the first person in the Caribbean to receive an award from RULA.
Yeah. And the Caribbean.
See? Yes.
And you see, I was just saying 60,000. You see, the first, and from a little island of 60,000 people.
Actually, now there are just two of us. There's a lady from Guyana. She also lives in Trinidad, and she recently received an award as well. So it's just the both of us.
Oh boy. But you know what it is? I'm sorry to tell you, Dr. Sharon. I'm sorry to tell you, you're overqualified. No, that's what they would tell you. They would say, you know.
I would like to encourage her to continue to do her best for the community that's within her reach there, because it's something that is very critical that we need. You know, you may not get the recognition now, but what we can do on this end is do as much as possible to support you in that venture, you know, because we all value what you are doing there, you know. So this is something that I see that is very critical and absolutely necessary. So you may not get the recognition from the government, but you will make the difference, you know, that is absolutely necessary.
But Gary, you are so right, eh? You are so right, eh? Because my friend called me and told me about Dr. Sharon. And once he called me, he said she's from Tobago. I said, man, don't worry, just send me number, I'll get you and I'll go push you on, right? Because whenever he recommends someone, I know he recommends someone of the highest order. You see, So I just tell him, I talk to Dr. Sharon and thing, and that's what part of our goal is. You ever been on any other media in Tobago or in Trinidad?
Only on Rise and Shine, Tobago local channel 5.
Oh, that go ahead.
That was through him as well. And you know, strange enough, persons are asking me, how come you are qualifying for all these things and we're not hearing about it? You know, person only hear when I say or somebody said that, you know, I've done this or I've done that. But persons keep asking why it was not on the news, nobody knew about it. But that's just how it is.
And let me say something to you. That point you just raised there, make me raise the point. Now, we just distributed 52 hampers in 𝗪𝗂𝗲𝗆. And people are saying that, but only shouldn't talk about it because only do it, you know, only shouldn't talk about them things and only do it. Just leave it. You know, God will bless all for just doing it and leaving it just so. If a tree falls in the forest and no one is there, nobody hears it. Nobody hears it. So here you are, fully qualified, right? You now have to make sure you get on platforms. Like that's why we are highlighting you here tonight. You have to get on platforms so people can hear all the accomplishment that you have done. Because if it's silent, nobody knows about it. Nobody, right? Every media station in Tobago should have had an interview with you already. Every one of them. Every one of them. Every one of them. And them in Trinidad too. Right? Them should have interviews with you. But don't worry. Now that you come on WZYE 95.9 FM, they all want to have an interview with you now.
Well,
because
we want to encourage the listening audience to reach out to her and to assist her in whatever way they can. Because this is something that is absolutely, like I said, very absolutely necessary and highly critical. That we need to build on it. We need to lend the support as much as we can. The international audience, the members of the diaspora, to connect with her and people like her, and lend your support.
You know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to call my friend Aisha Wells on 91.9 in Trinidad.
Oh, gosh.
I'm doing this on here.
Oh, gosh.
No, because here's why. A lot of people in Trinidad listen to our program. A lot of people. Right? And I'm going to ask her to give you a 10 to 15 minutes interview on our program.
Thank you.
I'm going to do that. And the reason why I'm saying it's important to do that is because people need to hear the things that you have accomplished out of Tobago and across the Caribbean. So if we just keep it in Tobago, we only need to put Tobagonians know it. We have to expand it.
Answer, we could also get her on the, we could try to get her on the morning brew. Both myself and Diana has been in regular contact with.
Yeah, right. We can try to get on the morning brew too. That's what we need to do. Because listen, what we are here to do, right, is to expand people's knowledge and to help them and inspire them for a better tomorrow. So when we have people like you, part of what and this is a ministry, this is really a ministry, right? So we want to empower others. We want to empower others. And that's part of this whole thing. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call Aisha Wells and I'm going to tell Aisha Wells, I'm going to send her your information. And I'm going to say, Aisha Wells, this woman is from Tobago, right? And Aisha Wells coming up in Tobago because the politics thing. So, I mean, we're not getting any politics thing with you, but to give you a 10 to 15 minutes hearing on the things that you are doing and you have accomplished, and you never know. Somebody in Trinidad might listen and hear what you have to say. Somebody in the central government might listen and they say, all right, you know what? Maybe we could use this lady as a big consultant in the Ministry of Social Development. As an example, just as an example.
Anselm, I think you best, sir, talk to your dean and have her as an adjunct professor there at Seton Hall.
Yeah, but you see, Diana, it takes a lot for that, When I mean it takes a lot.
Yeah, because calling Aisha is that didn't have no bacchanal for Aisha.
No. But you see what it takes. That involves work permit. That involves a lot of other things that goes with it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know. But with her qualification, they will look twice at her. They won't even look twice. They'll be like, wow. I believe they will, take a if not Seton Hall, another college. you know, with the 2 doctorates and the scholarly articles and stuff. That's what they need in front of our people, you know. Yeah, wasting time.
No. I still believe.
Yeah, let them know about her, but Aisha is bacchanal and confusion.
Yeah. But you know what? What we could do, we could try to get them a little educated program in all the bacchanal and confusion.
Dr. Phillips, call me a Motley in Barbados. Call Barbados. Maybe you get better.
Yeah. So Dr. Sharon, is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
Well, going forward, where my writing is concerned, I also want to get into filmmaking, and I also want to write documentaries. One of the plans that I have is to open a writers club, where I could educate persons, yes. So I could teach persons how to write professionally as well as conduct research, right? In Tobago, I realized what we do a lot of surveys, and we call it research, which is, yes, it's a type of research, but it's not in-depth research. So I want to give back. Like I said, I'm also looking at working with battered women. I don't want to limit it to women, but my target is actually women, but I work with men as well. Some of my books are women empowerment books, so I want to also work with them and help to change lives.
She's right up my alley, Ansler.
Yeah, telling you.
Yeah,
So you have a few books that you have written?
Yes, I have 15 published books.
15?
Yes.
Wow. And could you get those on Amazon?
They are on their way.
Oh, they are on their way. Okay, good. So once you have them there on Amazon, we bring you back. You know, we could talk about those books, or the top 3 books that we can talk about as well, and where you can get those books on Amazon.
Yeah, I like the thing about empowering women and girls. You know, I guess I with the guys, you know, but with the girls and the women, you know, they somehow seem to get saddled sometimes with society's burdens and troubles and toils, and sometimes all over the world. You may disagree or agree. You find the girl child is the one that sometimes is not the educated one in the family. You know, and then, you know, be on that, and then, you know, having to be she becomes a mother either by will or force, and then, you know, she has to fend for herself in this male-dominated world, you know. So I am all about empowering girls and women. Yeah, right up my alley. I have to keep in touch with her.
Diana, let's work on getting on the morning brew.
Yeah.
All right. So
yeah.
As soon as you get her information, just you know, either you do it or I'll do it. You know,
no, I put the information in our group. I put the information in our group.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
yes.
I'll take care of it right away. You know, about me and Dan.
Yeah. You know.
Thank you so
So
much
Dr. Sharon, you can see that when you come into the village, we try to work to benefit people in order to move them more forward. Yeah, and I put the word more in front of it, more forward. So again, if you don't have anything else to say, we want to appreciate you taking the time.
I have something for her. Someone wants to know the name of your books.
Let's take the station break and then we come right back.
Yes. Okay.
All right. So folks, of course, it's In the Village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. We're going to go for a quick station identification, and we'll be right back. Stick and stay right there, Miss Dr. Sharon. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Hiya.
And of course, we are back with you. It's In the Village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. We have with us Dr. Sharon out of Tobago. He's a psychologist and many other, fantabulous accomplishments. So Diana, go ahead with the question.
Yeah, they wanted to know in the chat in names of your books, or can they just put your name in and the books will pop up?
Okay, so the names of the book, I'll read them quickly. I published, I have The Power of Education, the Importance of Cognition in Learning, The Psychology of Effective Education, The Impact of Social Learning, The Importance of Students' Learning Skills, The Effectiveness of the Different Learning Styles, Teachers, Students, and Parents Learning Team, The Importance of Educational Goals, Socialization and Education, Technology in Education. I have Dancing with the Enemy. I have Phantom Rose. What else do I have? Well, the books are on the Pencil app as we speak. There is where they were published, so they can be purchased there. They are currently in process of getting to the bookstores, so they'll be in stores very soon.
So
on Saturday, I also have another one going to be published by the name of The Cry of the Black Community. I try to spread my writing and focus on different aspects of life.
Okay. Is there any more questions? Go ahead.
Dr. Sharon, I was thinking that the young, especially black male, is an endangered species, especially here in North America. And I know I can see that happening in Trinidad and some parts also. Have you focused on anything or any writings or any work that would address a solution for that?
Actually, I have books targeting them. I have some of the titles, The Rising of the Black King, The Overcomers, The Black and the Brave. I have approximately 10 books geared towards them as well. So I'm trying not to leave out anybody. I also have children's books. So yeah, I cater for everybody.
Wow, man. Somebody says, I wonder if the government or previous government ever did a census on education in Trinidad and Tobago. Do you know if they ever did? That's a good question.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. What this person says? Diana have books too. Yeah, Diana have books. All kind of books. Yeah.
Yeah,
she have a book about how to live in Barbados.
No.
He sent me that book.
My book is
Diana, you know she says she that book, Diana.
Yes,
no,
please.
my book,
yes, please.
my book is 𝗪𝗪 ad astra, Through Difficulty to Success, the life story of one West Indian girl. It's on Amazon. Spoken words from the mouth of this babe, my first anthology. But I'm working on 4 more right now, 4 more different books. I'm working on one that's called How I Swallowed a pill that my parents gave me, or something like that. It's a deep book. How my parents dispense rejection and abandonment the size of the pills the size of a watermelon, and how I swallowed it. The will does it. That's what I call it. The will does it. That's the motto of my next secondary school. I use my 2 secondary school mottos to write my books around. Then I wrote one, The Adventures of Nugget the dog, how Nugget found his way home. Because when you're writing for children, there always has to be a learning lesson in the book. So he followed instructions, and that's how he found his way home. That's the first in my series.
Another area I focus. Sorry.
Go ahead, Doctor. Go ahead, Doc.
Another area I focus on is love and romance, because when you look around the world, you see how relationships are failing. Relationships has become convenient, and you wonder where love is in all of this. So I have a lot of books on love and romance as well.
I write poetry on love and romance.
Wow, man.
Lot of poetry.
Okay. Somebody says,
and I write calypsos too.
Very well.
Are you extempo too, right, Diana?
Yeah, I'm working on one here. Take your hamper and go.
Well, I actually just wrote my first song as well. So
really,
I guess we are on a roll.
You want to perform a verse in it? You want to perform a verse in it?
No.
Oh, okay. So we want to extempo. We could extempo, man. You could extempo
Probably
right
next
there.
time. Probably
All
next
right,
time.
all right. Yeah, we
All
got
right.
That's not
extempo.
a promise, huh?
No, that's a promise. Make it a
It's not
promise.
a promise. No. Don't hold me to it, please.
You know, there have to be buckler, no. There have to be the background band. She could beat buckler,
Wait,
buckler and spoon.
no. I am
So,
the engine room. I can
oh,
carry
my
an
bad.
engine room.
My
Good.
bad.
Right.
The engine
A
room.
bottle and spoon.
Someone says, Albert Montano says, Dr. Sharon is not one of those higher ups in Trinidad, and no one cares. So no one cares. Let me see if I could quickly read some
I
of this.
agree.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Curry says, Diana, I always believe in empowering women, yet most women like to try to bring me down. That's what Curry says. So Zarisha, welcome. We ain't seen in a long time. Zarisha said, needs the book names. Right. So I think when you get off, you could go into the chat and put in the book names, just in case when everything goes public.
Oh, no problem.
Takesha, right? Dr. Sharon, could you write a book about the PNM governor mash up lives?
I'm not gonna get in trouble.
I tell you, nah. She writing a book about that one.
I'm actually working on one called 𝗹𝗃𝗀𝗁 Closed.
Actually, I'm working on one too. I'm working on one with oh gosh, what's this guy's name? There was this politician. So I'm supposed to be working with him on one as well. So I'm looking forward to all that.
Okay.
Yeah, you just get ideas, and I have
I know.
this is how my books come to fruition. I start here and then they end up in the Word document.
So Albert Montans, all our distinguished citizens do very good outside of Trinidad and Tobago. Correct is right.
I am soon too.
Yeah. Rose says, Ron, are you interested in acting? That's not for you. That's for somebody in the chat. I'm just going through this year.
Oh yes, my book is with 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗃 that I'll be writing.
Oh wow, that would be a good book.
So yeah, I know.
Let me tell you.
Called what? What's the name of it?
It's gonna be with
𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗃.
Oh,
that man is a walking historian.
I know, right?
I listen. I ain't lying to you. 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗃, that fella real good. And I tell you, that man, how good that fella, right? And I know 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗃 is very, very good.
Right,
I mean, yeah, that would be a very, very good book. That
I'm
man
looking forward to it.
Yeah. And he knows the history. He knows history about Tobago too bad, boy. He knows it.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's it for now,
Well, if you change your mind about politics, we are working with Watson Duke on liberating the people of Tobago from the oppression.
Me too, but that's a secret.
Unfortunately, it's like Victoria's Secret now. Everybody knows.
No, it's Victoria rumor now.
What Ron the MC say? Was she gonna spoil the program?
He thought you was gonna call Aisha and put her on it. Yeah.
No,
he's not.
I would talk call Aisha and put her on.
No.
Ron, yeah. Could we send? We could call him RUN. Ron, can you run the MC? Can we run the MC? So Dr. Sharon, we want to thank you so very kindly. This was a fantabulous discussion, and we want to continue this type of discussion because we also want to give people some type of brain food. When you come into the village, we also like the people who are listening to get brain food. Somebody says, what's some qualifications, boy? Congrats to Sharon. Just keep in touch with Ansem, Diana, Gary, and Tommy, and my dear sister, and they will advise and assist you in any which way they could. Yeah, absolutely correct, Rose. Mark Daniel, there are thousands of people. Mark Daniel is from Tobago. There are thousands of people that does tremendous things, and the media should be plastering and stuff like this, highlighting our people. Correct is right. Absolutely correct is right. But sometimes you have to leave the country, right? In order for the country, to admire or adore the things that you are doing. It's when people from outside start to look at you, then people in your country will look at you and say, oh, we didn't know this and we didn't know that. They didn't know. You didn't want to know.
The Bible says the prophet is without honor in it, but is in his own country. Remember that.
Foreign, usually. Yeah.
Preach it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, so Dr. Sharon, again, we want to thank you so very kindly. Any little closing words before you go?
I love the village, so I want to be back.
Yeah, and listen, that's what we're about here, and we definitely gonna have you back. And you know what we're gonna do next time? We're gonna have you read from one of your books.
Yep.
Sure. I'll gladly do it.
Right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna have you read from one of your books, and we can discuss a little things in one of your books. So people could be in tune. With not just that book you read from, but with other books that you have done as well. We want to thank you so very kindly.
Thanks for having me.
All right, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much. Take care.
Blessings.
Okay.
All right. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We have Dr. Sharon joining us here in the village with the DAG Triplets. Diana, any one of them? Did I miss any comments here in the chat? Because I know the chat going. Let me say hello to some people. Oh, Ron, I just saw your question. Dr. Sharon, did you know Kwame Gordon is a child psychologist in Tobago and is also my family? You have family all over the place, You have any family in Grenada, Ron? Huh? No, Ron. You have any family in Grenada? Asking him. How about St. Vincent? Nutscake tells Dr. Sharon, keeping away from politics. Sweet. Cheesecakes, the answer that true though. The world changed skills and everything. Now people don't look at certificate anymore. What boy? Cheesecake, my compliment, boy. Well, I feel nuts. Well, I feel nuts come late, boy.
You way behind.
I know. The PNM do not recognize TNT, our black people. Steve Trini Lopez. Well, I feel nuts are raising my prices and upgrade how I will be paid. Hey, well, I feel nuts. You have to take Cash App and Venmo, boy.
But Anson, I had to take this few seconds to get an Aisha case. After all the oppression and wickedness done to our people within this last couple of years, or even recently with our stranded citizens, and she know of it, how this government treated people. She gone out there to support the PNM and campaign for the PNM, and then go against what's new in Tobago, who he's fighting for the liberation of his people.
Gary, I think you're going on a wrong road there with that, though.
I see what she went off on Ansem today,
Gary,
and how she pushing this agenda. I mean, Gary, come on. I mean,
ask the Gary, ask the master question two shows ago. Does everybody have a price?
Thank you.
Listen, but what I'm saying, we have to call out on this, because this is not child play. This is serious business. People are suffering in the country.
But Gary, you see, Gary, I played that song for a particular reason. I played that song. I never attached that song to any individuals. And I'm still not going to attach that song to any individuals. All I know that everybody has a price. Everybody has a price. And Tommy, you are so 100% accurate. So, you may be disappointed with a person, but that person is not disappointed with the price.
Yeah, but we had to call them out. We had to call them out because it is a matter of life and death. This is a matter of life and death to our people. This is serious business.
Gary, when you are dealing with a price, it's only all I'm talking about is self, I'm not thinking about anybody else,
And Gary, it could be PRICE or PRIZE.
Yes.
Ooh,
is that a price or prize? Correct is right. You understand? So to me, when I say everybody has a price, right? You see, but sometimes you can't be upset with a person when they have a price. because that's how they choose to live their life.
But
You know, I mean, look at this, for example.
Putting the lives of our people at risk by what they are doing, we have to call them out.
But Gary, that is not their agenda. That's not their agenda.
I understand their agenda, but what I'm saying, we have to expose them. They try to.
But Gary, by calling her out, you know, that's not going to make her change her mind.
I saw how they attack Anthem so severely.
I heard it, but I heard, and I came on. I said, I learned nothing from that 10 minutes I was on that show. You see how we brought on this lady here, and we learned stuff, and we're gonna bring on another guest, and we bring on different people, and we learn historical facts. I learned from 𝗧𝘂𝗲𝗆, from Boris, what's his name? I from Dr. Rudy Lal. I learned nothing from that show except a noise. And Diana, you know what they say about empty vessels? Make a whole lot of noise.
And Diana, that's why, Diana, when I call those programs and I make a contribution, very rarely do I call back, and I don't go and listen. I don't even want to really chat to those programs, because when you part of the Go Along Get Along PNM gang, you are supposed to say those things.
Yep.
You are supposed to come in and bash Wall Street to the fullest. You are not supposed to come in and talk about anything about economics. You are not supposed to come in and talk about how them people. I put it in minutes. I put it in. As a matter of fact, let me read this. Let me read this for you. You see, they are not. Let me read this for you. Right? I have to read this. All right. So listen to this. Right? I said. I put up this post today, and I put up the building in 𝗪𝗵𝘁𝗀𝗆 that's been sitting there, and the building was abandoned in 2011, and from 2011 to 2015 it was under the UNC. But all you never hear me, I don't bash the UNC for 2011 to 2015, and the reason why I don't is because them people up there never voted for the UNC. They have never voted for the UNC. Also, I thought that was a great opportunity. That was a great opportunity for the UNC to make a significant impact on people in 𝗪𝗵𝘁𝗀𝗆. But that's neither here nor there. 2015, the PNM come into power. Okay. Mariano Browne just said, listen to the program. Lockdown. He locked down, but I ain't seen him. Interesting. Right? 2015, the PNM came into power. In 2021 now, 6 years. 6 years, boy. So this is what I wrote today. So all those in the Go Along Get Along PNM gang, this is one example of what I'm fighting for. Those disadvantaged poor black people in my hometown of 𝗪𝗪𝗃𝗏𝗏. The most loyal supporters of the PNM who have never forsaken the PNM. It has been 6 years, 2,191 days, 52,560 hours, 3,163 minutes, 3,163,600 minutes under the PNM that the building has been sitting there abandoned. Just imagine, for 6 years, 2,191 days, 52,560 hours, and 3,163,600 minutes. Residents who have been living in the surrounding 3 buildings had to see this structure daily. Former President Jimmy Carter stated, the measure of a society is found in how they treat their weakest and most helpless citizens. And nobody from the Go Along Get Along PNM gang, as a matter of fact, right? And let me tell you this, I smart, I don't go on radio and attack no woman, I don't do that. I am not interested in that. But a young lady by the name of Sharon Felix come today, and she defending, look now, poor black disadvantaged people, she defending why that building stay abandoned for 6 years, because the bandits up there don't want people to come and renovate the building. So them telling me the bandits running the asylum, right? Tony, Gary, and Diana, we live here in the United States of America. If a tree, right, that's owned by West Orange had a cut down, they have police at the beginning of the road and police at the end of the road and state troopers in the middle to cut down a tree.
Most definitely.
To cut down a tree. To cut down a tree. You would tell me you have a public building in a community and the bandits and them could control, but the army have an engineers part of division. The army have an engineer division could go up there and break down that building. So them just want to make convenient excuse because they're part of the go along, get along gang. Right? And let me say this. And Sharon Felix want to talk about, hey, all they want me wasting on Wall Street. Here's what Sharon Felix do for me now. And she don't want to come out and tell people this. Sharon Felix get me to play in a band for maybe 2 years or so that I paid for. Right? She gave me a discount because she know Big Mike. Right? She get me to play in the band because she know the guy, right? And I wanted to play mass. So she said, Wall Street, I know Mike. You can get to play in the band. I said, okay, right? You charge me what it is. I pay them. I get me. It's not like she gave it for free, you know. I pay, but she come in to tell people, about, hey,
she put food in your mouth.
Yeah, I go come and expose Wall Street. Them have nothing to expose, but they decided to come big on the radio and make it feel like, yeah, them do this and them do that for Wall Street. That's what she come in to talk about. You see? But I don't want to listen. I just speak. But let me say, Dominic Roman, the PNM supporters want to know, are you still chairman of the ILP? Have you resigned? Right? And when have you resigned as chairman of the ILP? The PNM supporters want to know. Until you answer that question, Dominic Roman, you have to answer that question for the PNM supporters. They want to know if you still are ILP, and the PNM will put you on a board, and Pastor Kuroka get on no board. The people want to know Dominic Roman. Yeah, so listen now. I listen to them today, you know. I listen. Oh God, boy. You know, there was any glory today, you know, boy. Attack Wall Street full force, but none of them ain't talking nothing about economics. Nothing.
If Mr. Empirical Evidence was there too.
Who's that?
Evidence. Mr. Saran, empirical evidence.
Oh God. Oh, look, come now, man. Come on now, man. Oh,
you know. So and you know why I you know what you said, right, about the building being there on the UNC and it being there on the PNM. You know, now why I say I don't support no political party in Trinidad and Tobago? Because look, you're not making, look, that building been there forever, and you're not making no economic empowerment, no economic advancement for these poor, black, disadvantaged people. And you think I am going to go and support a party that is not helping the poorest of society, helping them go forward? But here what you're doing, right? You get them cheap rent and cheap buildings that you probably go and paint once every so often. So you dangle this cheap rent in front of them, and when election time come, Diana,
you want me to go there? Yeah, Diana, we have to go there. Mariano Browne just sent my text. Hold on. Go, Diana. He just sent me something. Let me see something.
Yeah, you dangle the cheap rent in front of them, right? And you think, and where are they going? Generation after generation, you're still in this quagmire. Can you create intergenerational wealth by living in this 100, and I'm not knocking anybody, I'm not knocking anybody, but can you create intergenerational wealth by living in an apartment, a government for $100 a month, $100 a month? Or are you creating intergenerational wealth? You can't, you're buying it, you can't sell it, you can't, what do you do? Are you building equity in this place? We are keeping the people there. They're just there. We like it so. And when I talk about, I do not support any political party, you all want to know why? You're not helping these people create intergenerational wealth. You're keeping them in the position that they're in over and over and over. And this is what I say to these people. Use your psychic muscle for once now. And get yourself out of that quagmire. You want to go on like this over and over and over and over. Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to tell them. I know who created it.
To hold them in the bag. Election.
To hold you there. To hold you there. And meanwhile, wait a minute, Gary. Meanwhile, Anselm is fighting to get something for you all, and they all want to bash Anselm. Y'all want to bash him because he's trying to get people to empower themselves and upgrade themselves and uplift themselves, and something is wrong with that. No wonder Jesus Christ had a hard time in life back in the day. No wonder. Every time somebody steps up and challenges the authority and the establishment, oh, all they want to call me mad, I'm mad. And all they want to call and say, oh, well, you want to bash and slam. Because we are trying to make the people think and use your psychic muscles. And Tobago, they're always talking about what? Give them a break. Yeah, Tobago want a break from y'all. It go start there. You think people want to go on and on and on and on, year after year after year, 20, 30 years from now, the same nonsense, and nobody creating any kind of intergenerational wealth? They need to get up and get up out of that.
Diana, Diana, what you bringing in? Them don't want to talk about no wealth, you know. When you support a party, all right, when there's a campaign and you black, you supposed to volunteer your services when they get elected. Wrong with you? You ain't supposed to want nothing in return. You supposed to volunteer. But let me read some of these things here in the chat quickly. Run the MC said, this is why I say I'm a realist, not a racist. I say things how I see it. I call a spade a spade. You can put that in your pipe and smoke it. Marissa, welcome. Blessed good night, village family. Welcome. Lana, sweet TNT, where politicians don't go to work or walk off work and still get paid. Let citizens try that. They get fired or pay cut. She sticks. I should have a lot to do with it. It's her job. She may be doing something wrong, but she'll be lining up for hamp.
But you know what, Anselm? I say to the government of Trinidad and Tobago, if you have an economy that they're sustaining themselves, there's economic growth, there's economic enhancement, economic improvement. People, you know, they're banking their money. There's less crime. Don't you want a society like that? There's intergenerational wealth. People aren't relying on you for social services.
Diana Benskin, no. Diana Benskin, they don't want. What with you?
But that is empowering people, Diana. That is empowering the people. They don't want that.
Diana, you what? Diana, you see, you use a threat.
Good. I'm glad. I will always say what I got to say.
Use a threat.
Yeah, intergenerational wealth. Yeah. That's what we need.
Them feel they could spin reality. They're afraid I'm some bad. They're afraid me not scared. That no joke. They're real afraid, man. Right? And when they come, Albert Montano says,
they're saying, they're accusing you of going against black people, right? That you are attacking black people. You're not fighting for black people. You are attacking the black people. You understand that? That is what they're saying. That's how they're twisting this thing around.
Oh boy, they go say I attacking them too. Yeah,
Did you pick up on that today? They were accusing you.
Gary, I listen to them. I listen to them. They're easy to deal with, Gary. They are so easy to deal with. You have to just lead them to wallow in their own sorrow. You understand?
Because their own children coming out of school, no jobs. Huh? I mean, come on, people. This is the society you want. Go ahead, Tommy.
You know, I always say this, that the abuse is the biggest problem in Trinidad and Tobago. When you think about it, the politician abuses his office, he steals, he does whatever, he gets rewarded. Okay? It goes all the way from the top to the bottom. A person would do you wrong, break into your house. You have to go in jail by putting burglar bars on your house, and he is free to do what he wants to do out there. So look at what happened yesterday with the 3 persons dying in 𝗪𝗪𝘆. Is 𝗪𝗪𝘆?
Yeah, 𝗪𝗪𝘆. As a matter of fact,
yeah.
Let me play that.
Because the citizens are in jail while the burglars are free, because everybody's house is a jail. They have all these. I tell people, look how long I lived in the United States. I never had one burglar bar in my house, and this society has more guns than Trinidad and Tobago. You know what I mean? I never had to put one burglar bar in my house. As a matter of fact, it's a violation. It's a violation to do so.
And look, I live in a ground floor condominium, and I ain't got no burglar nothing on my window. I have a camera to when my packages get delivered, but I ain't got no burglar nothing. Nobody ain't coming around me.
Albert Montano says, and some, listen to this point. This is a great point, Albert Montano. Excellent point. Albert Montano says, and some, if the MPs of the PNM was buying 1 tin of paint every month, by this time the public building would have been already painted. Think about that. 6 years. And then people coming to talk about all they want to do is criticize a black man. And black, poor, disadvantaged people in the most loyal community for the PNM. They have never forsaken the PNM. They have never left the PNM. And then I tell them, all of them are PhD. They have 3 PhDs. A PhD in dotishology, a PhD in foolishology, and a PhD in stupidology.
You mean petticoat hanging down?
Boy, the petticoat hanging. It's hanging, the petticoat showing. Right, and it's not red. The petticoat showing and it's in red. Right? Then it's okay for black people to live in them conditions. And they make excuses why they're supposed to live in them conditions. All you're wicked and evil, just like the government. All you want nothing good for your own self. All you know what Dr. Claude Anderson says, a race that starts to hate itself and love the world will become its own oppressor. All you're oppressing all your own. And then when I call him to talk about that fella, right, who want to lie on me, come to the station and lie on me, I must stay silent. Oh yeah, you like your own black brother, and you don't like. All them talk about 𝗧𝗂𝗃𝗁. Let me say this. Wait, let me say this. Watch them, eh? They're easy to deal with, eh? Watch. They promote a black fella to Minister of National Security. Right? A man from Chinese origin was the Minister of National Security. He was talking all about Trinidad and Tobago when he was Minister of National Security. They promote a black man. I was happy because that ministries, watch, we have a black Prime Minister. The Minister of Health, 𝗪𝗪𝘀𝗻𝘃. The Minister of Works, Rohan Suleiman. The Minister of Energy was, God rest his soul, Franklin Khan. The Minister of Finance, Colin Booth. The Attorney General, Faris Alwawi. Right? And the Minister of National Security, Stuart Young. Right? You're talking about diversity now, eh? Nobody that look like the Prime Minister. None. For years. None. Zero. So the Prime Minister had the epiphany, and he come and say, you know what, boy? Let me get a fella to be the Assistant Minister of National Security. And I'm going to move Stuart Young, right? I'm going to get Stuart Young a next portfolio. The Minister of Security, Minister of National Security, and I'm going to also give Minister of Energy. And none of them black people in Trinidad and Tobago stand up and say, why is Stuart Young speaking for 𝗧𝗪𝗀𝗃𝗁?
Amen.
None of them. And then when they talk about black this and black that, come now, man. All you best go back with that thing, eh? All you selectively black, eh? All they want to be select. All they talk about Stuart Young talking for 𝗧𝗪𝗀𝗃𝗁 and nobody has criticized 𝗧𝗪𝗀𝗃 more than me. None. All you have no testicular fortitude. All they like Christmas tree. All they have no balls.
I watch Anthem. Look, the new rollout TT pass system again trouble already. People incurring hiccups for a TT pass. So that is, remember when I questioned the $350,000 fine and the 6 months in jail? I tell you that they're gonna find somebody. You're gonna find. And I went on Morning Brew and I said, you're gonna find persons who are not too technologically savvy will, have a little problem, and they're gonna have hiccups. And look, it having hiccups already. Well, I knew this was going to happen. I got people reaching out to me for it. The whole system going to crash. And watch and see. Somebody going to answer the form incorrectly and they're going to want to put a fine on the poor person. Mark my word.
But what they have to
Mark
do
my
is
word.
to put Caribbean Airlines to assist the people as they are as they check in.
That's what I said. I said.
Yeah.
Put a kiosk at the airport, different airports.
Lana say, Anslam, you need to have your own band, the Village People by Wall Street. Lana,
I can be the flag woman.
But listen to this. All they think I want to go now under this PNM government?
Not me.
All they think me? By all them people calling my phone? Right? I want to go under this regime? This one?
Nope.
Boy, not me, boy.
You'll go missing.
Somewhere, boy. I might end up in Carnat somewhere.
Yeah,
You know, on a
boy.
Venezuelan boat. They say, "Mother say I was trying to store away to Venezuela."
Yeah.
You know?
And they interfere with me, they interfere with the 𝗵𝗁𝘁𝗃 go come and ask questions, eh?
Yeah.
All you go.
Yeah.
But me ain't coming down there no time soon.
Yeah. Run the MC says, "I'm a member of the Go Along Get Along Band of Rum Drinkers Association."
Yeah,
Nadia Mongol, where you joining us from? I think Nadia.
Very sad.
What's going on with Mr. Browne?
Where's Mr. Browne?
Mr. Browne had problems, boy. Mr. Browne says, I said I was backstage, logged off anyway, sent you a note on your chat site. It's not seen, means your chat site need work. Not at home and curfews at 9. Don't plan. All right. Whatever. The license online form, 360, the license online form giving trouble also. I need renew, and the third part of the online appointment giving trouble.
Everything giving trouble. I understand this new, he's rolling out some new digitalization thing. But in the meantime, you're going to have hiccup. People are going to be casualties of the hiccup. And I'm afraid you answer the form wrong. Them I'm going to call them moo-moos. That Captain Fall down going to think that, you know, you're trying to deceive the government and slap a fine on you. Why? Because their FDI figure is $490-something in the negative. So they have to find a way to make back money.
Yeah, and you know, I wanted to ask Mariano Browne that, but listen to this one. Listen to this one.
Oh yes. Somebody help. Come and put a hand. Come and wipe away the blight and see what the plight that befall the man of this land. What's going on here? I would like to know why the whole world is in a turmoil. So it look as if we fire God from the job and give you work to 𝗵𝗁𝘁𝗃. Man, the devil have a hand in running the land. The devil have a hand in running the land. You don't have to never like understand. The devil have a hand in running the land. The devil have a hand in running the land. The devil have a hand in running the land. You think I'm gonna never like understand, like if Satan in control of running the land. Hey.
Will you hear that? Will you hear that? Will you hear? And listen to this now. Listen to this part. Go ahead, Tommy.
No, I'm okay.
Listen to this. Listen to this, right? Listen to this.
Pay up your rent and your mortgages.
The Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Penelope Beckles, said she understands that the pandemic has affected the ability of many to make their payments. But she said the non-payment of rent and mortgages has been happening way before the pandemic.
Now, we understand that there has been COVID and there has been challenges. But that $120 million is not a figure that came about recently during the COVID. The chairman would tell you that there are persons who have not paid their rent, and some of them are only paying $100 a month, $120, Mayor, right here in the city of San Fernando, and have not paid for as much as 10 years.
She said the Housing Development Corporation needs its payments in a timely manner to ensure that other projects like the decentralized services and their San Fernando regional office can take shape.
If you want us to continue to deliver in the way in which you expect, you have to do your part.
Minister Beckles said steps will be taken to deal with the non-payment of rent and mortgages. But for now, the corporation is making it easier for those in South and Central Trinidad to make their payments with this decentralized office.
Could you imagine that you have the option of paying on a Sunday, on a Saturday? And a lot of it, of course, had to do with the fact that people are coming all the way from different parts of Trinidad and Tobago to pay.
HDC applicants and clients residing in Central and South Trinidad no longer need to visit the head office in Port of Spain to access services like allocations, recoveries, sales, social and community services, and rental administration. This can now be done at the HDC's San Fernando Regional Office located at 44 McGillivray Street, Monrepo. Mahalia Joseph Wharton, TTT News.
Here,
Hello.
only a wicked and evil government. Wicked and evil. You want me coming on Sunday to pay? Where I get any money from? Where I get any money from? You allowed me to go 10 years because of politics. You know, if you let me go, I will go and vote for you. And you allow me to do it. And now during a pandemic, the wicked and evil government, I could barely put food on the table. We become a hamper society. And you telling me about come and pay on a Sunday? I want to go to church on a Sunday. I don't want to go and pay nothing. Only say them, and I tell you see, I said there was wicked and evil exile and stranded citizen. This is WASA part 2, WASA part 2. Right? Where I getting money from now? I ain't working months. Where I getting money from now to make up them arrears?
Answer. Let them put government assistance available on a Sunday too.
But Gary, where am I getting money from to make up the arrears and I can't even afford a hamper? Where getting money from?
And answer, and if they don't pay, and you want to evict them, where they gonna go live?
Where they gonna live?
In a pandemic.
You know where they go and live? They go and live in the abandoned building up in 𝗪𝗪𝗀𝗪𝗀. That's where they go and live. Right?
I have never seen. You see what you see what's going on here?
Diplomatic center, that's taxpayers' money.
You see what's going on here? Fear, more fear mongering again. Fear, instilling fear in the people again. Yeah, now you are the ones that close the place down, shut it down, saying you're okay, measures to keep people safe. Where are people gonna get? And all this money for years. Yeah, it's a political thing. Yeah. How are they creating intergenerational wealth if you have this large outstanding debt? They have a noose around your neck now.
Yeah.
How are you creating intergenerational wealth, my people? How are you doing it?
But yeah, Rishi, you're right. Rishi is absolutely correct. If people depended on hamper, where the heck you expect them to get $100 from?
Exactly.
If I depended on a hamper and I live in an agency apartment and I can't pay my rent and I depended on a hamper to feed me and my kids because my work lockdown, shut down, where am I gonna get $100 from? Boy, Gypsy, you're right, Gypsy, you're right. Gypsy is absolutely correct, boy.
And may I say here, I don't know what is the criteria for them to get in there, but if you have to take an apartment at $100 a month, that means your income has to be, somewhere, right? Check to correct me if I'm wrong. So it's kind of cutting corners to meet this money. You still have other bills to pay. Sometimes maybe, you have to toss up paying this, paying that, and you may leave out the rent and then you pay it. I understand that's what some of them do. They may be getting to arrears 6 months and they go pay the 6 months when they can. So people are paying $100 a month rent. They're the, you know what I mean? Their income is, I guess they go by an income scale. That's what I'm trying to say. So
they live below the poverty line.
Way
below the poverty line. That poverty line stops in the basement and them living in the sub basement.
So
and Ron, you're right. Wrong timing, Penelope. Absolutely correct.
Wrong timing.
And Ron, you see, Ron, you're very smart every once in a while, Ron. Timing is important.
And she was supposed to be an option for prime minister or political leader. She was supposed to. She lost that. She lost
Nah,
that.
she's gonna run for political leader. She's gonna run. She's gonna run. She's gonna run for political leader. Mark my word. I know that for a fact. But wrong timing. Right? And Rishi, you're right. These people are disconnected from the regular people. It's not even funny now. Why you pick this time of all the time to ask people, right? To listen. You know what you should have done? Listen to this, sir. I would rather them have gone into the community, pitch a tent, let people come in, bring in a psychologist, bring in a psychiatrist, bring in social development, you know, bring things in there to mentally support the people and tell them, listen, guys, we will like in 6 months for you to start to pay maybe $50 a month where you could afford. Let's see what you could afford and let's see where you could make up the arrears. But you come public to tell these people mental stress again. So you know what it is? You know what it is? You know what it is? All right, there. Yeah, what it is there? All right. Mommy, we have no money, you know. Well, John, you might have to go out and get some money, you know. All right, mommy, don't worry. You gotta go outside and do a little quick thing. You know what I mean? Because we living in jeopardy. Right? We need to get shelter over here. So it's survival now, you know. So you are pushing them people, you are pushing them to do things that they don't really want to do.
Nope.
You know, lately PA made a video talking about how many people in Trinidad live on less than $1,000 a month or $1,000 or less a month. And
why?
It's really sad when you think about it, because what can you really do with $1,000 a month? Can you buy food? I don't think so.
No.
Reese, you're right. The government is seeing they're creating criminals. Because when I get to the point where I see my family in jeopardy and I don't want to go down that road. That's not what I want to do. But you are forcing me. You are forcing my hand. You are forcing my hand.
Sad. And you know, while we're on it, right? I was sitting here and I was sometimes, you know, as a poet, you know, you think and you create your piece, right? And it dawned on me, you know, because I don't know, I use that side of my brain. You know, we were born unvaccinated.
Yeah.
Okay, let's leave that right there.
Okay. Erica, welcome. Erica said that's why they're creating thieves and robbers in this country. Correct. Correct. Yes. Takesha says COVID never interfere with the rich as far as money is concerned. So they don't care how it feels to end have or to be homeless. They don't care.
Yep.
They don't care.
And you notice too, right? The truth does not mind being questioned, but a lie does not like when you challenge it.
Correct is right.
Challenge a lie and you see all the different kind of things coming out. Woo, woo, woo. Snap, snap, snap.
Right. Gemma says, but some of them are in arrears more than 10 years at $100 a month. You know, joking. I know people in Nelson Street, boy. I know people personally in Nelson Street used to pay like $20 a month rent, and for 10 years, they ain't pay no rent. They ain't pay no rent. They just say, I pay no rent, man.
You know what their rent is? They finger in the ink.
You say that. Takesha says, not them alone. Standard taking back things too on higher purchase and threatening to put up your picture and beyond that type if you don't pay. Yeah. So think about it, right? Them companies come in and threaten you with everything you have in your house because your car pay, you no work. Right? The government threatening you to come and collect because you couldn't pay your rent.
Fair.
What gives? What gives? What does a human being do?
And they threaten you to take the vaccine to go out there to make money to pay these commercial houses. You see the vicious cycle. See, because you don't have intergenerational wealth, you don't have a reserve, you don't have the fear. They're taking advantage of these people. Taking advantage of the people, man. They provide no grant, no safety net, nothing. You know, let's go after them.
Watch out for this young lady, Andrea.
Yeah. So listen, Ron. I think Ron drinks some good juice today, boy. Ron asking some good questions today, you know, for his first time, boy, and he misbehaving today. What?
Belt? No. Wait.
You give me belt?
Yeah. See? See?
I go jarring with the belt.
You soak it in something?
I soak it in 𝗵𝘶𝘃𝗻𝘆.
Nah, you can't soak it in 𝗵𝘶𝘃𝗻𝘆, man.
The kind of 𝗵𝘶𝘃𝗻𝘆 I soak it in, you don't want to get hit with it.
Right. Correct. Nut says, yep. Penelope Becker should nip it in the bud 2 years ago before the COVID-19. This absolutely, they should have been dealing with this years ago. When you allow me to go 10 years, you see, boy? I allow you to 1 year, 2 years. You know what that was like, boy? That was like now, right? That's what like when now come into power.
No, but it's impossible for Penelope to nip it 2 years ago because she only became the housing minister after the last election.
Correct is right. Absolutely right, Tony. Absolutely right. So whoever was the minister of housing back then, right? They should have absolutely nipped in the bud. You know what I was like, Tony? I remember when Na came into power, boy. People used to work 3 hours a day and 10 days and getting the 8 hours pay. When Na came into power, boy, like Friday, you go to work, you work 3 hours. Monday you come to work now we have to work 8 hours a day, boy. And people are going.
Fair play is what should really happen. I mean, the thing is that you get a pound of flesh for whatever it's worth. I mean, the society is gonna go down until it finally crashes if I keep paying you for services that I'm not receiving.
And so on the same vein, I know you almost see this already, but watch this, and that is why we are in the condition that we are in Trinidad and Tobago. What?
Come back. Come. So what happened there, right? Let me just explain to you one time. The 𝗲𝗂𝗃𝗲𝗀𝘆 from Central, right? I understand you just interfered goats now, so come here. For the goat, I need to make a report on them because they say that interfered goats is too small now. But the goat said, right? And I realized the goat said, not now then. So I hope to come back this evening to make a report on 𝗲𝗂𝗃𝗲𝗀, right? The one in the back is the one 𝗲𝗂𝗃𝗲𝗀 interfered. Yeah.
He's clunging.
Why we in the condition that we in? He's here that sort of.
That's Alexander, no?
Yes, that's Alexander. That's supposed to be the most important intelligence organization in Trinidad and Tobago. Listen to him. And you know what my partner tell me? Hey, you can't take a joke as a joke.
That's not a joke. That's a damn joke.
He's here that sort. You understand why we need condition that we in, boy?
That ain't even funny. It ain't even funny.
He wastes time and resources.
Diana, exactly, Diana. That's what I said. On taxpayers' dime.
To go and film. I mean, you know, and we all don't find nothing wrong with that. Wait. Yeah, no, the storm vexed now. And people children missing. And people, you know.
Can you take him seriously? Ever? With responsibility?
Well, I never did like him because I find he just rubs me the wrong way.
And one of my friends tell me, but that's the man can't make a joke now. Hey, but listen, we just make joke inside here.
Well, right? He's a comedian.
But that man is in charge of sort.
No, he's a comedian. He works with Tommy Joseph.
Yeah. When I play Tommy Joseph film. Yeah, because what I tell him. I say, boss, let me tell you something, eh? When the Olympics is on now, the Olympics is on now, right? When you go to the Olympics and you went to the Olympics as a non-gold medalist, if you go to the Olympics and you win a gold medal, when you go back to your country, you cannot act the same way as before you were a non-medalist. You are now an Olympic gold medalist.
Correct.
You cannot act the same way. Right? He is now in charge of sort and he's acting worse. What kind of example is that for them little kids and them? What kind of example is he setting?
Aslam, he's wearing a chain with something under that seems like a weapon as a
on his neck
as a medal or something. What kind of message is that?
And the government already in there.
Ain't have nothing to say.
What kind of society?
Yep. Sad. Very sad.
Yeah, he's one of their
my dog welcome, boy. My dog just come inside. Hi, Haley as well. Haley, welcome.
Now we'll just continue on our mission and let them attack. That's all.
Haley said he speaks worse than a 5th grader. That is horrible.
Oh God.
Yeah, Richie said that. Richie said that not funny at all.
That's all.
Yeah, read out that time and talk from coming from a man with such a high caliber. Yeah, Rose, damn joke and no joke.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Takesha said if the electricity company raised in this pandemic, just a matter of time, people start coming to the mountains like Mr. Volney saying. Right now, I feel like we'd run out.
Nah, boy. Lana, I don't think they will take God out of the thoughts and make Alexander the next commissioner of police.
No.
Nah. I don't think we could sing that low, Lana.
No.
Alexander not even funny. He should have been fired long time. But he's corrupted because I will say that. We in trouble anyway. I'm gonna leave that comment there, cheese stick. I ain't going with that one. I ain't gonna finish it for you. Right? But you see, all of that is why we in the problem that we are in. You see?
Oh dear.
If that man get commissioner of police, all the thing go happen with me. Look. Boy, we in a sad state, boy.
He like to run down goats, so we all should wear goat costumes.
Wakaman going. Oh, you see that goat in the back there? Wakaman going after that goat. And you in charge of sword. And you talk about man going after goat.
To go, yeah, so
can you imagine that?
Report from the goat.
What? People listening to that man and saying that man is in charge of sword, boy.
Gary said he's supposed to get a report for the goat.
You want to get a goat report. Of course, folks, it's in the village of the DAG Triplets at WZYE 95.9 FM. Of course, we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. We're going to go for a quick station identification and we'll be right back after this short break. Of course, folks, it's in the village with the DAG Triplets. Let's listen to this one here and then we're going to go for... No. We can't. I want to listen to something. Let's go for the break and then we'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Maplewood, New Jersey.
So we are back with you. It's in the village of the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So for all of those who are not vaccinated, I will just make a...
Get your vaccine. place was good. I went by the beach and I watched the skies. It was a paradise. But when COVID touched down that day, and I see the cases start to raise, I tell you, if you don't get vaccinated, it's trouble for the place to be good again. For the place to be good again. For the place to be good again. No more lockdown in Port of Spain. For TNT to be good again. Right? So we could mash it up, shell it down and turn it over. So we could mash it up, shell it down and turn it over. Yo, this is 𝗹𝗶𝘀𝗁𝗍, the big boss of the business. And this is the message from the North Central Regional Health Authority.
Yeah, boy. I was just making and I was just get paid good day, boy.
Eating our food.
I was sure eating our food, but I was my partner, you know. So let's listen to Dr. Avery Hines. Yeah?
With the opening up of the construction and food sectors, there's been more movement in the population, which comes with it an additional risk of more COVID-19 cases popping up. Epidemiologist Dr. Avery Hines says there began a decrease of cases from May to June, but that rate of decrease from June into July was beginning to slow and eventually reach a plateau. But in the last few weeks, and with the opening up of various parts of the economy, he notes that positive cases have again begun to rise.
We've seen slowly increasing numbers or cumulative numbers between over the last 3 weeks, 1% increase, 5% increase. The last week, between last week and the week before, there was an 8% increase.
Dr. Hines adds that the increase in cases is a cause for concern and is urging people to limit their movement.
We don't want to be preemptive and say that people are moving around too much too soon, because movement is necessary. However, we do want to encourage every individual to make wise choices about how they move, about where they move, about what they do when they move.
The Ministry's Manager of Geographic Information Systems, Roshan Siram Singh, says there continues to be a continuous downward trend of cases in communities, despite fluctuations in areas such as Caroni, 𝗪𝗔𝗻 and County Victoria. However, he notes that this data was taken from June 27th to July 10th.
So in this particular map, we see that there was only one community which we could identify which recorded over 40 cases, whereas before we were looking at several communities recording over 50 cases.
And with this country taking all precautions to reduce the Delta variant from entering, Dr. Hines says public transport must take their own precautions to avoid contamination in their vehicles.
We're seeing where public transport, they're proceeding along the road with the AC on and the windows closed. The only AC that we need right now is air circulation. The windows need to be open.
And even if that variant reaches this country, Dr. Hines says mask wearing and vaccinations will be critical to stopping or limiting the spread of that highly transmissible variant. Sonolala, TTT News.
So let me play this other quickly. This is how they say governments just operate. Yeah? Take a look.
Oh boy.
Oh God. That plane from airport 75.
Okay.
Let me just read some of these quotes here. Not cake took over from Jason. Magdalena said, Answer man played a video one couple nights that make me fall off my chair. He never played again. Which one is that? Which one is that, Mark? I remember that. I play so much of them. Eh? Lana says, Answer, you know it never had a doctor on a plane or at the airport. What's that? She sticks a run. Wakaman Alexander, he only in something in Marlon.
Oh Lord. Hey, leave that alone. Just skip over that.
Yeah.
Who said that? Who said that?
Cheese stick.
Who's cheese stick? Okay,
Yeah.
cheese stick here. This is what you getting.
Yeah.
Check and see if Andrea is back there.
Oh yeah. I think she's back there. Let me see. Alexander want to choke curry on a goat. Man, I said nuts. Tell them goats no food place. Open back up. When they see Alexander, they go run for their life.
The goat will pelt Alexander with Jira and run.
You say Iowa, old and still have to perform to survive, but sing about take vaccine. If I will take the advice from our failure. Nah, I say the boss man. And some play Bright Side by Black Stallion. You go play that. They pelt Alexander with Goat Channel.
Oh God!
What is Goat Channel? What is that?
You don't know what Goat Channel is?
No.
Goat feces.
Oh, that's what it is? I didn't know that. Run DMC, poor Wakaman, cutting track for Go to Run. Oh God. Hanks can't answer hard question. So what Sinopharm make Iowa do these side effects? Rishi said the more they advertise the thing, the more I drift further away from being vaccinated. Something weird going on here.
Carice, no, you're not getting away here. Carice bad.
You sure that is Carice or that is a fake Carice?
No, that is the Carice. Carice, this is for you. Here. Here.
Alexander too bad. Run DMC said. You know, but wait now, then make this thing into a big issue, boy. Mark Daniel say head of sort harassing goats now. Carice said he might be the commissioner of goats. Oh God. Steve Chili Lopez says like he was hiding the goats for Wakaman. For Wakaman. What Ansem, what you expect? What's that? What do you expect?
Ansem bringing the lady now.
Transporting police TTPS is a joke. All right, let me bring in the lady. This is Matty. Hello, Matty. Yes. Welcome to the village on the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We are fantastic. Of course, you know, we have with us Diana, which is the D. We have with us Ansem, which is the A. And we have with us G, Gary, which is the G. And we also have with us the outside child as Tommy. And the ladies in the chat call him the love child. How are you doing?
I'm great.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you are here to tell us your story, right?
She's been with us before. She was a young lady stranded in the BVI before. So I want her to give us a little feedback what's taking place in Tobago with the people down there.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Are you hearing us? Go ahead.
Yeah. So what he says, you know, you were stranded in the BVI and you were going to tell us what's going on with the people in Tobago. That's it, Gary?
Yeah, she's been with us. She told her story. Maybe she could say a little bit again before, you know, that's before we were streaming live. So she can go ahead and introduce herself.
They're saying her camera is off. They want to see her, but I don't know if she wants to be seen.
I don't know if she wants to be seen.
I'm having a very bad hair day, so no, I don't want to be seen.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Don't worry. We have some people here in the chat who's somewhat different, so to speak.
Okay.
So tell us.
Well, I can safely say that from on my side, on my view, looking out at some of my fellow Tobagonians, that it's been really, really hard, especially with the previous lockdown and the lockdown that we're in now. I know a lot of friends of mine that who have had businesses, who have had to close, who have had, it's tough. It's really, really tough. And most of them haven't found a way of getting back to that point where they could be financially stable, you know. But for me, I am trying my best not to allow this to bother me. But recently, with everything that's happening with the vaccination and the drives and stuff, I personally, I I refuse to get vaccinated, and it just seems as if though watching the news and telling yourself based on the little bit of knowledge that you have, I ain't seen anything changing. I ain't seen anything getting better, because I mean, when you're out here and you send your children to school, you tell them, here, all you need to go study hard, make sure that you have enough education that you could get a proper job, to get a proper salary, to mind yourself. That kind of way your parents pushing you constantly as a child growing up. And then you go through all that and you become an adult and you're out there in the working pool and things happen. We didn't expect this pandemic, but then things happen. And then now, after the pandemic, we're now trying to get over it. Places starting open back up and you're looking for something to do because you can't go back into where it was. Food places now starting to get yourself. So they ain't looking to hire nobody. They're looking to venture out into something else. And then when you go out there, they're telling you, listen, you need to get vaccinated. So aside from studying hard and trying to get it all, now we still need to go through something else, especially if it's something that you just don't believe in. I mean, it's real tough for us out here. It's real tough. And then when you're looking at the news and then you're seeing people like the Prime Minister, the President, just taking people off their detail because they are unvaccinated. It come like if you're telling the employers now, it is okay, whilst you're saying it's voluntary, you turn now and you're saying, well, to me, this is what I seen, is like you're telling the employers, okay, if it is you have new staff coming in, it is okay to not to hire them if they're not vaccinated. And for your old staff, if they choose not to get vaccinated, it is okay to let them go, or to send them home, or to send them on vacation, or not to renew their contract when the contract is up. All these things, and it really, really bothering me, because now it's making it more difficult for people, especially for people like myself who trying to get back into that working field, and nobody ain't looking to employ you if you ain't going and get a vaccine. I mean, there's a lot of things behind the vaccine. I have seen people who I know close who have taken their first jab, and then because the left side gone paralyzed, who can't use their hand, and then they're going now to pay a private doctor. They have money. I don't have the money to do that. Them could pay a private doctor to get them an injection or to help them to get better. I can't do that. And then you still have to go and take your second shot, and then you're contemplating or you're asking yourself how to take that second shot when the first shot had me so sick or had me paralyzed on one side, or I couldn't move my hand or I couldn't move my foot. And then I have a friend who he took the vaccine, and after taking the vaccine, he went home, and it's only because nobody has seen him. They want to know what's going on. He now in work, only to find out that he been there a whole week in the house. You understand? After taking the vaccine. And these are things that they're not coming out and telling people. They're not coming out and telling people, okay, this one dying after they take the vaccine. This man was good. He didn't have a health problem. You understand? And it becoming difficult for people to survive, especially as Tobagonians, because, I mean, you done had the country locked down for so long. Now you open up the country and you ain't open up a lot of things. What these foreigners coming here to see? I feeling like if all of a sudden you go on and you open up the borders now so that somebody could come here with this Delta variant or whatever they want to call it, want to come here with that fear to give us another excuse why you should lock back down the country, or why it is you should put me on more on a longer curfew or earlier curfew. I just feeling as if though this borders thing was just another way for you to come up with another excuse how to keep poor people down. And we done catching we royal already. I go and negotiate $500 food voucher, and I could have barely get food to last me for the week because things so expensive. It is ridiculously expensive, and I don't see they're doing nothing to help we on the poorer side. Even the middle class and all them feeling it. So from me here, telling you, it's hard. It's really, really hard. I can't sit down here in front and say, well, yeah, everything peachy cream. It's real hard.
So how does politics play into all of that?
I believe that it is a political thing, you know, because at first when they did the election, right? They come up, they say they went to do the election. COVID was going on then. Why did he didn't say he won't do the election? It's after the election we get this big spike, you know. Because everybody was out, everybody was jamming, everybody was lambing, everybody was listening, and nobody wasn't thinking about COVID then. You were just thinking about getting your votes. You know, say out here trying to fool these young people head, get your votes on them, and then boom, you come and you lock them down. They're hungry again, they're starving. The crime rate going up.
Sorry about that.
He didn't think about helping them, and everything that he promised to help with, we're still suffering, and they still didn't get our help. You know? They offering recently the guy for 𝗃𝗏𝗀𝐻𝗆, he come and he going around and he say, well, no, he trying to help people to get grants to fix their home and do all these things, you know. But look how much FCC all they have, and it are people out here suffering. It are people out here who have a home. Try and do something to help, you know. Hello?
Yeah, we here. Go ahead, we listen.
You know, and I mean, you have this big establishment. It has people out here who your establishment was never closed through the whole pandemic. Was never closed because you was open because you was an essential service. You understand? Even though you can't provide employment, at least try to give back something to the community. You know, I ain't seen all they trying to give back nothing. I ain't seen all they trying to help nobody. The same way when all they wanted, all the votes, all they was coming to we house to make sure we go and vote, or they sending vehicle to make sure we get there to vote. Oh God, come to we house and check up on where the same way now. Make sure we could get something to eat. Make sure we get a little rice. Simple, small things as rice and flour. You know? We ain't asking all that for much, but it have people out here who that will do so much for. I ain't seen that.
So you are from what? 𝗃𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀?
Yeah.
And that constituency represented by who?
I think on the PNM side that is Clarence.
Okay, so it's a PNM constituency.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm not sure for the other party, but for the ruling party, I believe that's his section.
So no, it's under the ruling party. It's under the PNM. Well, not under the PNM. It's not under the ruling party, but under with the 6-6 tie. It's a PNM constituency. So let me ask you a question now. On the ground there, right? We are not on the ground. We are just asking, trying to find out. What is the climate like with respect to, we know there's going to be an upcoming election. What is the climate like with respect to the PDP and the PNM as far as the way people are feeling in these different communities? If your community is considered a PNM community, if you know, what is it like? What is the feeling of the people in the constituency?
The majority of the people in this constituency, which I'm speaking about the area that I am in, this little village here, them not everybody looking for a change. We're looking for somebody to say, hey, we here for you. We hear what you're saying and we're willing to help. Not you telling me, but you's no God and we had to bow down to you. Dan is only one God we know. You know, and you see that slang when he come up with, that does just irritate the living daylight out of people around here. You know, but because we give that respect, we wouldn't come to your face and tell you, listen, you're talking nonsense.
What slang is that? What slang is that?
By you telling the public on your pulpit when he went to do the when they were campaigning, and he was like, you is the God for 𝗃𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀. Which God? Which God? There's only one God we have. Understand? And you want to portray this God role and you ain't doing nothing for we? If you want to be with God on earth, you're supposed to be doing something to make things better for us. We're not supposed to be out here hungry and looking. You know it is a lot of Tobagonians just do. They just sit at home in the house and they have so much pride that their neighbor wouldn't know they're hungry because of their pride. Something that happen politically and they will sit down and communicate amongst themselves, amongst their family. But for them to get up and say, well, boy, enough is enough, we don't have that. I don't see that. I don't see that. I hear and we see now on the block and talking about it. I hear and we see now within my family and talking about it. But to say to get up and to actually do something, the Tobagonians have real pride, and I don't see it from them. You understand? Very few of us just get up and say, okay, we had enough, we're not taking this. But to go out there and to literally stand up against it, I don't see it. I really don't see it.
But don't you think it has happened though in that the PDP was able to accumulate 4 more seats to make it a 6-6 tie that there was something people had to be fed up with in order for them to go on board the PDP and give them an additional 4 seats?
Listen, a lot of people is behind PDP, and everybody who is not behind PDP is not behind them for a personal vendetta. They're not looking at the bigger picture. You understand? For me, everybody looking at, okay, Watson Duke is this and he have this and he have that and he whatever. Whatever happened with Watson Duke personally have nothing to do with his political affiliation. You understand? And that's why a lot of people don't get in their head. They're looking at the man himself, but they're not looking at what better could come out of this man being there. You understand what I'm saying? I don't like him as a person to say I like him as a person, but I am still going to be there to support him because I like what he's there for, what he stands for. You know? I understand that, okay, then again, everybody is not perfect. Everybody does make mistakes. I am not judge or jury to judge nobody and to discriminate somebody based on what may happen in their past, or that has nothing to do with the man himself. You know, wherever he doing in his personal life have nothing to do with him politically, and that is their problem. And I am all for that. I am all for the change. We need that change because we're not seeing nothing good coming out of what we have now. We're not seeing them trying to help. We're not seeing them out there trying to better anybody. We have young ones coming up, and everybody, this can't be what we're teaching the young children. Can't be. And for one, Watson Duke will have my support and my whole bandwagon behind me, and I would go out there and I would protest and I would be there with him foot and foot, despite what anybody may think of him, because I'm not looking at him as a person, I'm looking at what he stands for. Understand? And people need to get that in their head, because as much as the only time I just see these people is when election time come, you know. Election time come is then then you're seeing Clarence, then you're seeing this next girl, whatever her name is, up in the hills there. Then you're seeing all of them coming around, all of them saying what we could do fair. Then they want to see the side of your house. Then they're seeing this one leaking. Then they're promising that they're coming to do this, coming to do that, they're coming to do. I said that promises just to fill up your head with nonsense. You know, we didn't have no groceries, we didn't have nothing. All of a sudden, my grandmother's a pensioner, things started to come. Things started to come again. And as soon as election done, that was it. You're not seeing none of them. Everything that they promised to do still there. Roof still leaking. The trench still filling. The drain outside still filling up a garbage. You understand? I ain't seen them. But these were the promises that we was getting before. These were the promises. You understand?
But doesn't those promises influence people to vote a certain way?
It does. It does. But people reach to the point right now where they're saying, listen, all they're promising we XYZ and we not seen it. So we're not falling for that nonsense no more. We want to put somebody else there and see what them want to do. See what them, let me give somebody else a chance. It not that promise thing. We're not falling for that no more. We fed up with that. We don't want no more groceries. We don't want no more flour. We don't want no more peas when time coming to election. So forget about that. We don't need no transport because everybody get car. We go find we way.
They want jobs.
We want job. We want homes.
Yeah.
Give we something. Give we piece of land. Tell we go and plant up in the bush. Government have so much land out there.
And
give we piece of land. Give we a house.
Listener, and that is the thing, you know. Guys, you thinking that
And then you're telling us now that it have
Mm.
a criteria for us to get an HGC house. So a poor man can't get a house. If a poor man can't get a house, then give him a piece of land. Let we get to plan something and make we sell somebody. You know, you ain't giving we no house. You ain't giving we no land.
In the meantime, the house.
Once in a blue moon, you wanna give me food?
The house rot in there. The house rot in there. The house built and sit in there. You know.
It just built and it just there and it just put on. And you're telling me we need to have certain amount of money, or this is the criteria, or this is the amount we need to pay. Poor people can't do that. What about the little girl who got pregnant when she was 16, couldn't finish school, trying to see but she child because she didn't want to throw it away, finally got a little job, you know, and she paying rent. What about them kind of people? They can't vex with young children for decisions that they make, but they're trying to better themselves, and them do not qualify to get an HCC house.
And
you understand? If I am living in a household, and let me say it's an extended family in my situation, right? I have my uncle, my auntie, my nene, and all of us living in a house. You understand? But their income is not my income. I am unemployed. Their income is not mine. But you telling me that because I'm living in a household like that, I do not qualify to get a food card? I do not qualify to get no help? Their money and my money? Them had trend too. Them had to see about the trend. Them had to see about themselves. You understand what I'm saying? And still trying to give a little $10, a little $50, a little $200 when they have something extra fit to survive on. But then you're going to the same government and asking them for help, and they're telling you, well, that whole household is making over $10,000, so you can't get XYZ. But yet still, we had to pay car loan, right? That is who have money that they're making, eh? They had to pay car loan. They had to pay internet. They had to pay lights. They had to pay water, right? They still had to buy food to feed the 4 children that they have in the house, and still try to give their niece something to eat when the day come, right? That their income have nothing to do with their niece. Their income is their income. And then construction sector closed down. So husband not working, right? Wife working with the government, and okay, the most she could get now is a 2-3 days work. So at the end of the month, it's only 2-3 days that she work is what she getting paid for with government. You understand? So how that going and help the household? You don't think if it did get a household, each a food card, that they could have make ends meet and everybody could have be eaten? Yeah? That one person who living in that house, who family have nothing to do with them, like myself, you don't think it would have been easier for me to survive if I had a food card? It's the same thing they're doing with the houses. You're not making a certain amount of money, you're not qualified to get a house. You ain't qualified to get a piece of land. Give we a job then. Help we to be able to be qualified for it.
Yep. Or make you get access to capital, to open your own business if you don't want to give you a job.
Exactly. You don't want to give me it. Okay. Help me to be able to do something. You understand? People can't be coming to you and asking you for help, and well, we can see what we could do, and then your cousin getting through, your auntie getting through, your nenen getting through, your family, your whole family, down to the pumpkin vine relative getting through. But we out here, we know nothing to you, so we can't get through. Yeah? That ain't good enough. And that what we out here, and that what we seeing, and we fed up at now.
Yep. I keep saying, Anselm, right?
I hope they're listening well. I hope Aisha listening to this too.
Let me tell you, I keep saying, right? These voters are not the old stalwart voters anymore, you know. These voters are young, they're informed, the internet savvy, social media connects them, and they're not going to fall for that, old jargon anymore. I keep telling you, they're not falling for it anymore. You hear her? They're not falling for it anymore. You know, the old stalwart.
She's a university graduate.
Thank you. Cult like PNM behavior. As you say, somebody PNM boy want to jump down your throat. If you know that there's attack me on social media, call me a troll. I'm a UNC troll. I said, okay, I'm a UNC troll. Call me anything, but just don't call me too late. Because I am for the oppressed, disadvantaged people of Trinidad and Tobago. And I always say, I do not support any political party in Trinidad and Tobago because I don't like what's happening to my disadvantaged people right now. And it went on under the previous party. And I don't know, what will happen next. I want to see a party do well and push that segment of the economy of the citizens forward. And then, but for now, I ain't supporting nobody. Nobody. So don't come and tell me as a UNC troll and as a PNM this and you're wrong. Wrong Jeopardy question.
But Diana, let me tell you what we are doing. What we are doing in Trinidad and Tobago is destroying some playbooks that they have had that they tried to use for years on these different programs in Trinidad and Tobago. For example, right? For a person like me, who's a supporter of the PNM, but I'm not a blind supporter. I'm not a red sunglasses wearing PNM, and I'm a critical thinker, right? And when they see now the things that are like for standing up against exile and stranded citizens, right? When I look at the Minister of Housing, and you asking poor black disadvantaged people who's suffering during a pandemic in order for them to come in and pay rent, where they can't even put food on the table, that is wicked and evil. That's wicked. And I could never support that. Never support that. Right? Now they will tell you, as soon as you don't support anything that's 100% PNM, right? You are UNC. Yes, I'm UNC. And I've told them over and over, if any of them could prove that I'm UNC, I will donate 100,000 TT to a charity of their choice. But they can't. They know they can't. But they know they cannot prove it. So when they can't prove something, they go to what's called ad hominem attacks. Yep. And what they do is start to attack you personally. They don't want to attack you based on facts, because they cannot attack the facts. They cannot attack the facts, so they attack you personally. And here's this young lady in Tobago, right? I mean, I am listening to this young lady, and it is mind-boggling. Right? At some point in time, right, this young lady, right, have to make a decision because she can't continue doing things the same way and expect to get different results. Sometimes, let me say it, in my community here, right, you know what it does do? It's that people just buy a house that is 100% livable and mash down the whole thing and build it over.
Yep.
Mash it down. Everything. Everything. A big tractor trailer come in, a big backhoe, and they mash it down and they start it over. And when you see it next time, you say, "Ooh, what? I can't believe." And sometimes that's what you have to do. But you see, when you're part of the go along, get along PNM gang, right? You want the status quo. And let me say this, I will say this here for the first time, But you know what? No, let me let the young lady go ahead. Go ahead, Matty. Go ahead.
I was waiting to hear what he had to say.
Oh, you want me to say it?
Yes.
Okay, let me say this.
I do not support the PNM. Go ahead.
No. Let me say you see, there's a playbook that says, right, if you use a PNM, right, all you have to do is to not want the UNC to come into power. Don't care what the PNM do to you. You're supposed to defend the PNM because you don't want the UNC to come back into power. That's all you just defend because we don't want the UNC. You're not supposed to ask about economic development, economic empowerment, economic inclusion, and access to capital. You're not supposed to talk about that. You're not supposed to talk about improvement in your community. All you're supposed to think, I don't want the UNC to come back into power. So that's all you're doing.
Or PDP.
Talking about, Or PDP. Correct. Or PDP. Right? Or PDP. We don't want the PDP. No, we want the UNC. So all I'm doing is defending that they don't come into power. I ain't seeing no improvement in the community. Right? But that's okay. But once them don't come back in power, right? I ain't seeing no economic improvement, but that's okay once they don't come back in power. I ain't seen no economic development, but that's okay once they don't come into power. I ain't seen no economic inclusion, but that's okay once they don't come into power.
People going hungry, but that's okay.
No. Once they don't come in power.
People, you lock out people and they're stranded and hungry. That's okay. That's fine.
Yeah, that's
we have to tell you about that. And we have to
but what if you have the population that thinking that here, well, no matter what we do, we feeling like we have no control over who get into power. We feeling as if though this thing is above we head and they're just mama guy and we talk about we voting, making we feeling as if though we have some kind of say with who goes there, because no matter what we do, we not getting what we want. So you'd have the people like that. It have the people who saying, boy, I ain't wasting my time to go there and vote because I feeling like I don't have no say. No matter what I do, I don't have control over who is going to be there. It have the ones that saying them thing. And then it have the ones who saying, boy, it doesn't matter who go there, we still have to go and strive, we still have to go and try hard, we still have to go and do 3-4 jobs to make sure that here we family could eat, we still have to go and do whatever it takes just to make sure here we could try to be able to qualify for a little HGC so that we could come out of the local board house, so that we could get independent enough that we could, do something better to leave a little legacy for we trend. It have those who thinking like that.
But let's say this, Gary. Let me say this. But Gary, Diana, and Tommy, and as well as Matt, why is it that if you're a PNM, you just don't want them to come in power and you defending that? Fine. How about if it's a PNM and only Andrew Gabriel and family could live off the treasury? If it's a PNM, how come Faris Alwabi family can live off the treasury? If it's a PNM, how come Stuart Young family can live off the treasury? If it's a PNM, how come Rohan Simon and family can live off the treasury? If it's a PNM, how come Terence Diasing family can live off the treasury? And you are saying it's okay for them to live off the treasury, but then you will go up in them little communities and says, all you need to win all this stuff off the government. All your poor people need to win all this stuff off the government. Right? All them attorneys who getting millions of brief from the government, millions and millions of brief, how come they don't need to win themselves off the government? So this rhetoric, and you just say they go along, get along, PNM gang, them don't talk about that, Because, listen, you see, it is easier. I know people who go along, get along, PNM gang. They say, boy, don't give me no CPAP contract. Just give me a board appointment. That's all they want. I don't have a problem with that. You take your board appointment, right? If you want scrums, you take your scrums and be happy. I'm not going to be upset with you. Some people may say, all our wives are HGCOs. That's okay. If you toil in the vineyard, I don't have a problem with that, right? But if it's me, right, I'm not coming for it personally. I'm coming for my whole community. I want you to
exactly. And this is what I thought when I saw the God down there talking about, they fighting for us. Fighting for us to do what? For you to get, the most he did was make sure that he get elected, make sure that he win his seat for a second year. So now he could go tomorrow and retire. He have his money. His money sure, because he make his second term. You understand? So he could retire and his money is sure.
Pension fix.
Them and thing he not thinking about the community. He not thinking about trying to better us. You understand? Nobody not thinking about how other people in the same community suffering in silence. They ain't seeing that. They're not seeing them thing. All I'm talking the door UNC to go there, and when UNC go there, UNC does help the own and does help the people and does wherever. My prime minister is at my prime minister is at Tobago, and I seen he doing nothing for Tobago. Nothing. You put up a whole sign, quite in Cano Bay, and say welcome to Canaan and Bonaccord. Where Canaan and Bonaccord start all these years. All these years, you put the sign quite up so. Spend how much money for this sign? Put the sign in the wrong place. You understand?
Oh Lord.
And then on top of putting the sign in the wrong place, you give outside people the contract to put up them same sign and spend how much millions to put it up in the wrong place. So Canaan Shervan and Canaan and Bonaccord. Canobe in Canaan and Bonaccord. You understand? That don't make no sense. You're not making no sense. You as my president, my prime minister, you're supposed to be doing something for your people and I'm at home. You're supposed to be making, we small. But oh God, give we something now. Try and do something better for we. That's the best you could give we. That little sign. You understand? You want to expand the runway. Okay, nobody can say no, expand the runway. Right? Give we a little something. But come on. Give Tobagonians the opportunity to get a job there on that same contract. Is a set of Chinese come in here and talking about them get contract to do it. You understand? So we people, so we ain't good. We can't work on that. We can't work on that contract neither. You can get Tobagonian that contract. It have so much good contractors here. So we not good enough then. All them Chinese come from God knows where to come and do that work. Come on, what you telling your people?
And in a pandemic, and people looking for work. Yeah, tell them.
Exactly. People looking for work. You can't give nobody no job. Look how much construction workers was out of work for so long. You open back up. Come on, man. Nobody can get a contract. Nobody can get a truck contract. Nobody can move nothing at all. These set of Chinese. Let me be real.
Tell them.
Let me be real. You out there and you sitting down and you comfortable because you in your home and you comfortable. I remember I was out there and I was trying to catch my royal to come home, sending emails right through. You understand? I couldn't get to come, but you bring home your whole child. And then you're pretending to people that, okay, she never come or she never here. Even if she was out there, you were still funding she while she was out there. What about the people who went stranded? What about the people who went hungry? What about the people who don't have nowhere to go? What about the people who just went on a simple vacation? And here what the money they had was for that vacation. And they get locked out and want to come home, eating food out of garbage. You understand? Had to be sleeping in places with a cockroach. And to top it all off, I took all these pictures and sent to your government. Letting your government see the kind of cockroach infested place that I had to sleep in. Because why? Because get locked out and don't have no money. You understand? And nothing wasn't being done. I didn't know Gary from God knows where. From God knows where, and my own people sit down home here wouldn't even help me, wouldn't even put out even helping hand out to send back an email to say, okay, I hear you, I see you, and I will try to help you. Nothing at all. You understand? I emailed all of them from Clarence, go straight back to Shampa Joseph. You understand? And none of them. I even go as far as to message the newsline. The only person respond to me was Liz Williams. Responded. And still never even take my report, never even take up nothing to say, well, you know what, let me try and reach out to help this person. She did nothing the same way. You understand? None of them. Gary was the one who tried, and he helped push his way to make sure, okay, Andrea could reach home, along with the other people that he met in the Bahamas, right? And tried to help us to get home. But yet still, these people out here talking about they did so much, and all the people reach home, and all kind of nonsense, you know? You spend all this money to go and get to put on this big sign. You can spend the money and pay a car to send a plane or a 2-jet to go and pick up your stranded people. No, but we had to pay Pong and Kong to reach home. I had us to pay $348 US, right? Because I couldn't use back my ticket with Carl. Carl let me know I couldn't use back my ticket to come home. Right? And people now who feeling sorry for me, who I don't even know, had to come and find that money to get me from Bahamas to Jamaica, from Jamaica to Barbados. Mind you, it's the same $400 US you had to pay from one point to the next. And then when they're reaching Barbados, it's because no flight. You had to wait. And mind you, although you waiting, you still have to wait on them to put your name on the list in order for you to be able to purchase a ticket. Not for you to get on the flight, you know, for you to be able to purchase a ticket to reach home. And then when you reach home here, they're treating me like dog and give me a kiss bread, right? A kiss bread. We can't get a proper meal yet up to now. Sometimes breakfast come in and meet lunch because breakfast and lunch meet in the same time. No, it was totally it's still ridiculous. It is still ridiculous. And then you want to tell me I don't know nobody in Trinidad that is a Tobagonian. Right? And I had to come and I had to quarantine in Trinidad and still went on and I had to find my way home in Tobago. You know you're telling me? You don't reach home already. Somebody from home could help you to get to Tobago. Because why? It's just a flight away or it's just a boat away. That is how you treat your people. That is how you treat them. Even though they send all these emails, all these pictures showing you what it is they're going through and begging you that they want to come home. They didn't have time with me, and I'm sure just like me, they didn't have time with many others. Because I sure it had people whose situation was much more worse than mine.
Indeed.
And out there, and they're trying to reach out. You're trying to reach out. No. After so long, you come and you open the borders. Okay, you open the borders, but you're still locked down on the beach. You're still locked down on certain places. You know, when the place was open, he did close bars, he did close casinos, and Playway was still playing because the government had to make money. Playway was still playing, you know. It's only before he go into the state of emergency, he come and he locked down Playway. But whilst bars and casinos was closed, Playway was still playing. Playway was still playing, so the government had to make the money. But these private sector can't make no money.
And you know what I want to say, Anselm? People may forget what you say to them, but they will never forget how you make them feel. Right? So if the current establishment thinks that this whole stranded situation come 2025 or Tobago elections around the corner, people are just going to, oh yeah, that was in 2021, 2020. We forget that. Trust me, people do not forget the way you make them feel.
Exactly. So after you lock down the place for so long, you expect all these business sector to make any money. Them not going to make no money. You had the people and them locked down for so long, they had to cook their own food. You really feel KFC and churches and all these places going to make money. You force people to cook for themselves and to see where they could save the money because you not giving nothing. We can't get a proper job. You really think that these business sector are going to make money? No. It's them going to mind them. It's them going to make sure. Because they is the only ones that are going to have money to be able to spend to do anything at all. Because we out here, we can't do nothing. We can't do nothing. When we used to go in the grocery and toilet paper used to be a little $10, $15. Now we go in the grocery, toilet paper now under $20.
Can I ask you something, Maddie? Has anyone ever reached out to you to offer you any kind of psychological counseling as to what you went through?
Never. Never. And look at that. Funny enough, since I have been home, only the people who have been helping me in the Bahamas, as well as a friend of Gary, there's call, there's check up, there's try, you know, to give me that form of motivation. Here we go, hold on, we're still here, we're still trying to help you. And they have still been helping me as I am home. You know, and my own who here, you can't see them. You cannot see them. I out here, I went from Trinidad back to Tobago looking for work, you know, and it's nothing. It's nothing. And it to the point now where you can't even blame employers anymore. Because if you can't open long enough to make money for your business to make money, how are you going to hire anybody? How are you going to do it? You can't hire nobody and unable to pay them.
Matty, can you repeat that what you just said, Matty? If you want, go ahead, say it again. If you can't open the business long enough to do it?
To make any money, then how are you going to hire staff to pay them?
That is why
your business done not making money. You can't hire nobody.
That is why we call for the SOE to end, Dr. O. You're hearing it now? You're hearing it live and direct? Live and direct. You think that we crazy when we sit to end the SOE? Hello? Go ahead.
People out here and they're hungry, man, and they're starving. People, not everybody have the little bit of money that I had saved. And since 2020, it's going on a year, but it's more than a year. Come on, man. How long you want to keep this up for? You know when they gonna stop? When people decide that they can't take it anymore and they want to rebel. Because you know how hard it is for a mother and father to sit down home, unemployed, unable to feed their children and watching their children crying with hungry belly. It's not easy, you know. He would never see it. He would never see it because he have it. But we out here and we feeling it. And when their children start to cry and they start to go hungry belly, parents wouldn't be able to take seeing the children like that anymore. And that is the harsh reality that them not starting to understand. But they needs to prepare themselves, because if he don't get up and act, he's going to get a rude awakening and he would not like the outcome.
So you think, let me just read a few
I'm
quotes
hoping that
here.
the people of Tobago gives him that rude awakening by supporting 𝗲𝘂𝘀𝗁𝗃 and stop the oppression. We on this side is going to do everything to assist Brother Duke down there with promoting Tobago and the affairs and businesses of Tobago, should he win that election, to make sure that you guys have some kind of progress. The government does not collaborate with us. Mr. Duke is collaborating with us, so we will do everything that we can to assist him down there, should he win that election.
So Gemma says, nothing they did through the entire pandemic drama made any sense. Gemma called it as scandemic. Haley says, where is poor people getting money to play with? Like, I don't understand. If you're poor, saving your money is like your only option. Sometimes, boy, people say, I go take a chance to see if I could win a little something to put some food on the table, yes?
Yeah, you take a chance, yeah.
Yeah, you take a chance, boy, because, I know you might spend a $10 you really don't want to spend, but you might take a $10 and might win a little 500.
And they go play.
No,
they go
no,
play
that
jackass.
playway is where they're getting all the pensioners' money. They're getting back pensioners' money. Because who does playway? Is only them older heads does know how to catch their numbers and what to do and what not to do and following book and all kind of nonsense. So is that pension money that they're paying out every year that they're getting back from people? Because I don't know any young person who go in and say, boy, I'm going and chuck a little hand in a playway. That thing's so difficult to understand. I need to see them, all them old people walking with the stick, going down the road to go and play the playway, or they want to call you and I'm telling you, my grandma she want to tell you, okay, go and play 10 by 15, and I want to know what she talking about. It's only when I reach there, I will see somebody saying X and 3/4 of the time I'm not going. Because it's the same money they're taking back from you.
I said, hear what you said, the old people, you know who age group that is? That your age group?
No, my age group. Who is that one? No.
You talk to Andrea and you're getting the real deal?
Yep.
And
I know the play.
Let us know about the situation with the vaccine and what's taking place, because they're covering up this.
Right. Let me read a few comments here. Cheese Stick say, P&M so smart, they put Port of Aruca on a Rima Old Road in Bonnier region. So they take a big area of votes because they know Bonnier giving them the win. Cheese Sticks, how you know that?
It's called redlining.
Oh, you know that, Cheese Stick? You know, you working for the EBC, Cheese Stick?
It's redlining.
Erica say Piper style to get some crumbs for those who toil previously. What a shame. Highly say Trinidad and Tobago make $6.1 billion a year just from oil alone. So I know the country is filthy rich. Politicians using it for their lavish lifestyle. That's true.
That is so true. That is so true.
And I'm glad you said politician.
Ron say he mango tree belong to the lotto board because every time somebody pass, they pick two.
Oh God! They didn't pick three, they pick two. You know, listen, Martin, there are some people in this chat here. Oh God. Ron said, boy, if my wife was Lana, I'd be in paradise. Ron come in the chat to look for a woman, you know.
Yeah, jump from me to Lana now.
Yeah. The fellow was looking for some kind of. Hey, you know, I have somebody tell me there are some women living down by the Labas.
Lord.
Ron, some people tell me, I just already tell what they tell me. They say, tell Ron, they have some Labastarians for him down by the Labas.
Some winged Labastarians.
Yeah, Labastarians.
And they have the wings. They can take you anywhere you want to go.
Yeah, Richie say a lot of Tobagons are saying this silently. China owed Trinidad money, so they're doing the job to cover the loan.
And Anselm, I wonder why he has all this non-disclosure now concerning the loans.
Yeah.
But I was reading an article earlier where he borrowed money from China. He borrowed money from a whole heap of people, you know. A whole lot. I must see if I find that article for the next show.
Again, Andrea saying the Chinese people doing all the work down there. So
yeah.
But but here is they say whatever happened to Panorama Papers and Fonseca Law Firm, and I don't know what happened. No? Like the chat moving too fast for it. Yeah, already the chat moving too fast. Exactly.
For the senior citizen.
The senior citizen, you have to slow down the chat, yes? You have to slow down the chat.
But listen, the Chinese money trap is to give loans for like buildings and bridges and highways and skyscrapers. But when you default on it, the merchant of Beijing comes back and takes your country.
Yeah. Ron says, what the hell, Wall Street? Like you want me to bounce you down with your wall with my truck? Bounce down. Somebody say that. Ulrich say, like the chat moving too fast for you to read, boy. Boy, she says them people eating better than we during the pandemic. Them seeing Christmas in there. What else? Okay. 𝗹𝗵𝘀𝗻𝗆, Carise and sound. Laughing my, what's that?
Don't say it.
I would say fine.
No, but nicely.
Fine.
Laughing my face?
Fine.
Okay.
Is red.
Laughing my fine donkey off.
Okay. And some they start El Dorado from Mokoya straight up to the bridge. What's that? Gambling is a con man's game. The only winners are the government.
You know, but this Chinese pandemic is working well, man.
Yeah, hold on, guys. Let's go first. Quick station identification. Maddie, stick with us. We're going to go first. Quick station identification. Of course, it's in the village with the DAG Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We're going to go for a quick station identification and we're going to be right back after this short break. Stick on, stay, don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Of course, folks, today before we go, Maddie, hold with us for 1 minute. We want to send condolences to the Clark family on the passing of Leroy Clark. Renowned artist Leroy Clark passed away. So we mourn the passing of Leroy Clark. And let me tell you something. I met Leroy Clark. Joan Will Williams took me to meet Leroy Clark, right? And that's why I'm fighting for my constituency so much today. Leroy Clark said to me, I don't know how he knew me, but, you know, we had a nice talk. I went up to his place, man. Nice place, man. Nice, man. He says, he called me Wall Street. He says, Wall Street, I want to tell you something. I love your spirit. And I want you to continue fighting for your community. Your community needs you more than ever before. And this was about quite a few years ago, boy. The great Leroy Clark said that to me, a great artist, you know, and he said, your community needs you more than ever before. And Maria, here you was talking about the Prime Minister, and I want to say this publicly. You see, if ever I had the opportunity, right, you see Laventille will be a first world community. First world community. If ever I have the opportunity. Just like how the Prime Minister, as a Tobagonian, should have looked after Tobago. And this is the thing. I don't have a problem at all if UNC is in power and Mrs. 𝗵𝗆 says to look after 𝗧𝘂𝑃𝑒𝑟. I don't have a problem with that.
Charity begins at home.
Charity begins at home. I don't have a problem. People say, oh God, look, she's taking care of this 𝗧𝘂𝑃𝑒𝑟 and thing. But however, when a person from Laventille, they take care of Laventille. Because there's always a Laventille, PNM don't do this for Laventille and they do this for Laventille. If they go outside to do things for Laventille, all you can't talk now, You understand? All you can't say, oh, you're doing this for Laventille, because the most disadvantaged people in any one of the 41 constituencies across Trinidad and Tobago, them is the constituency you have to look after, right? You have to look after those constituencies. So, Mary, I mean, what we like, Maddie, is that you are actually speaking truth to power, and you are very succinct and very fluid in your discussion, you know, which is fantastic, you know, very fantastic. You know, I mean, you know, no one knows what you went through. You know, people can feel for what you went through, but no one actually knows what you went through because you were actually in it. You know, and I just always tell people that, you know, you don't know until you walk a mile in a person's shoes, but you never know what another person has been through. So what you have been through took you back to Tobago, and you start to see things from a whole different perspective. Is that accurate?
It is. It is. Listen, before, you know, you would be there, and certain things wouldn't bother you because you would be there. I mean, before I went away, I had a great job. I was making enough money to sustain me and my family, you know, and I got you, and I say, right, you know, things wasn't bothering me. And maybe if I was in that same situation, things wouldn't have seemed as bad as it is. But it take you to hit rock bottom, for you to sit back and look at what's going on around you, for you to sit back and look and say, well, I mean, when I was working, I never used to see all these people who out here and was hungry. I never used to see all these people who needed help, you know? And now that you reach to a point where you're rock bottom, and people who used to be there for not there for you anymore, and you're there on your own, right? And you have to try and build back yourself, is you're seeing people around you who in the same position. And these were the strategies people let us be up and high and mighty. And you're telling yourself, okay, I dare whatever, and you ain't see nothing wrong. You see everything. And this pandemic, trust me, it opened up the eyes to a lot of people. It opened up the eyes to a lot of people who was making it before and who was in the middle class, where they're telling themselves, here, what, I'm making enough to survive. It took them reaching rock bottom to see what nonsense we would have been putting up with for all this time.
And you see, you in the belly of the beast, so to speak. You on the ground. You know what I mean? This is a person who is on the ground. You know, we are here in the United States of America, and you're on the ground. And you know, I know sometimes people will say, oh, we set she up for she to go and talk this way, for she to go and talk that way. Listen, at least I know here, none of us set you up for you to come and say whatever you have to say. We didn't tell you we asked you to say this or say that or the other. And that's why we are different in the village. Yeah? We are different.
Well, I can safely say on air for everybody to hear, I was not paid. I wasn't given no money. I wasn't coached. I wasn't in for nothing. Nothing of the sort. Right? But what I want people to know is all this nonsense where they're talking about they help this one and they help that one, they ain't help nobody. Where they're talking about they send money for people who was out there, I don't know about nobody else, but they ain't send none. For me, that is. Right? And there were other people who was out there as well, stranded with me when I get into knowing Gary and to meet other people. It had so much other people, so much other Tobago and stranded in the Bahamas, and I didn't even know. I thought I was the only one. Honestly, I thought I was the only one. And after meeting Gary's, when I get to realize, but look how much are we here? Look how much are we in the same position? You understand? And they're out here and they're trying to feed people all these lies. And that is what is upsetting. Because I am the one who was there. I was in it and I didn't see no progress at no point in time. I didn't see all they trying to help. You all are telling me we could come home, yeah, we could this, you know. But I'm not seeing all they're saying, okay, all they're trying to help we to get there. Because even though I come and I get an exemption, I still was to wait. I ain't had no money to travel. Understand? And the amount of money that these people, the flight that I came home with, because I didn't have no money, and the other persons who didn't have no money like myself, we were the last to come off of that jet, you know. We were the last to come off of that jet. Everybody who came home with their money in their pocket to pay 𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗃, to pay Cascade, yeah, and to pay this next hotel to stay. They were the first set of people that they take off the plane and move out with a whole hour on the runway, waiting just for them to process we so that we could get on the bus and wait another half an hour before they could check we luggage, and then wait another half an hour for we to leave from there. Because why? They want to make sure and they're sanitizing the luggage and they're sanitizing this and they're sanitizing the other, which is all fine and good with me. But what? So we couldn't come off the plane in a line, social distance myself. All the pandemic they're talking about, they bring home a full plane. A full plane. All are we in there like sausage. None of we wasn't sick then. We come home in a full plane like sausage, but yet still when we reach home now, with all the hypocritical self, all they talk about, all they want to move this one first, all they want to move those who go in 𝗪𝗧𝗃 first, all they want to move here, and then all they want, all the treat we like what? Because we had no money. We felt that, you know. We felt that. We felt like shit. All they leave us there, all they sanitize these people, all they carry them down. They didn't put them through none of that. None of that they put us through. Because them didn't have to wait on nothing. They come off the bus and come off the plane, and off the plane, they went into a bus and they left the runway. But we had to stay there and wait. Then we had to wait to get everything sanitized. Then we had to wait to get on the bus. Then when after you get on the bus, now, look how long. And then when we reach there, all they want to offer we kiss bread for we to eat that hour of the morning. After 2 in the morning, all they want to offer we kiss bread. They even serve a cup of tea.
Erica says, Butty, he don't want that. They don't want that until to shine.
I listened to everything that they had to say. Yes, they say when Kamala she seen a bunch of people, then they're saying they don't want Kamala here, they don't want she in power. All they don't want she in power, but what PNM doing for we? What they're doing for we? That is my question, because I know they're doing nothing for me.
Well, once the people in the go along get along, PNM gang get. That is all them care about, you know. They go along, get along, PNM gang. Once they get the CPEP contract, the HCC house, right?
Exactly.
And there's a few of them get it. They get the appointment on a board. And once a few of them get that, get some scrums, they are happy, you know. They don't care about a whole community going unattended to, you know. They don't care about that, you know. Because that's of no interest to them, right? They don't have no interest in that. None. You understand?
It have too much young people in my village that need work because they can't get work, and I ain't sugarcoating it for you. They're sitting out on the road and they're getting delinquent. And on top again, delinquent, they're hungry and they're starving. So you know what is the next option? That's why the crime rate going up so. You understand what I'm saying? I watch a magistrate the other day. I look a young boy in the village here. He get locked up, right? He get locked up with no bail, right? But come on, he get locked up. Here what he get locked up for breaking into a supermarket and stealing food. Now, I as a police officer, seeing a young person like that, yes, you're telling him he did something wrong, but he hungry and he's starving and he asking for help and he not getting help. So he go out there and he take it and other charge him and he inside sit down.
But he getting 3 square meals now.
3 square meals. So let's take away a young person's life. Because why? Because they can't get no form of employment. And they're hungry and they're asking for help. And all they're not helping them.
And
all they think gonna happen.
And AGC wants all these people who owe back rent. And then working for months.
All these people who have. Exactly. You locked down the country for so long. You're not studying about the people who had to pay rent. You're not studying about the people who they're paying rent to, who surviving on the rent.
Look, listen.
It have people out here who working for somebody. It have a young lady I met just recently finally get through with a job because she had rent to pay. She a little too trying to mind, right? When she finally gets through the job, is because they're telling her they're not taking no unvaccinated person. Despite what she feel about that, you know what she went and do? She had to go and take that vaccine. You know why? Because she trained not to be fed. So what about if you start to get complications after that and something is to happen to you? What gonna happen to your trend when you have nobody and your mother and father die and you're the only child? Stop and think about them things. Stop and think about all the little delinquents that you're putting out here. Who was doing the little construction, who was working by the little supermarket, who had the little casino work, who was doing security in the little casinos, who was working in the bars, you know, who was making money to say they could do something for themselves. Who working in Rattans, who working down by the clothes store by the man on the corner, who doing this, who all of them who out at work now. Despite whatever small business a person had and they're unable to open it now, at least there was creating employment, something what the government not doing. You know how hard it is for somebody now to get into CPEP? You know how hard? Which should be something easy. Provide something for them now. You had this whole big contract, and if you know how that bothering me, you had an airport that you're extending there. Oh God, give people work now. Give them work. Let they get you with something. I don't mind going and mixing some water because I could get a little work. I don't mind going and throw blocks. My back broad, I could throw blocks too.
So she's serious, Andrea is serious.
No, it's work.
No, but I'm telling you, I serious. I would go and I would do it. But give me an opportunity to do something. You have the place locked down and you have we out. What you think gonna happen? And then you let go all these police who out here who telling themselves them above the law and they want to do poor people what they want. They want to cuss and carry on with you and I'm pointing gun in your face. And what do you think is going to happen? 8:30 in the evening is because all they start a patrol and all they're telling people, go in the yard, go in this, go in the other. You understand? The set of officers will go in country day and beat up the whole set of villagers. For what? For nothing. Because 8:40, they sit down out in the gallery and they're not supposed to be there. Here's what I don't understand. You in the gallery. In the gallery. And that was all over social media.
Hold on a minute. Diana, could you take care of that information in the chat for me? Because there seems to be a little problem going on in the chat. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of comments from Buck. I don't know who Buck is, but we don't want any disrespect in the chat. So kind of take care of that for me. Okay. Yeah. So go ahead, Maddie.
It have a lot of things they're not looking into, and these are things that they're supposed to be looking into. I don't mind they want to keep we on our curfew or something. Open up the country and leave we on curfew so people could make money. Bring some kind of normalcy to something. We don't already know the sickness is here. Teach we how to live with it. Show we how we could be able to live with it and still survive. It have other countries doing it. Stop watching what other people doing and you do something for yourself. We put you there as we prime minister. We don't want you to be following nobody else. We want you to come up with something on your own. You're just there and you're just following this country and you're following that country. And every time you come on the pulpit, you want to make reference to another country. Don't make reference to nobody. We put you there for you to use your own educated mind and the team that you have to come up with something that is best for your country. Not for somebody else's country or to watch what them doing to say, okay, we could do the same thing. Or to come to us and draw reference. India's have a set of people dying. This one have a set of people dying. We don't care about them. Study about what best you could put in place for your country. Don't make reference to nobody else. You want to compare us to other countries that we're not even in comparison to. We are twin island states. You supposed that what we put you there for.
And I'm gonna say something.
No other country locked out their citizens. None.
Listen, Buck, we don't want no disrespect in the chat. If there's any disrespect in the chat, I'm gonna block you, okay? All right? Whoever it is. I don't know who Buck is, but if there's any disrespect in the chat, and folks, the chat is about respect to each and everybody, all right? When we have disrespect in the chat, that person will be blocked, okay? We're not gonna deal with that.
Yeah.
Right? And we don't want nobody dealing with cursing anybody or anything like that. No obscene language in the chat. None. It's not tolerated. None. Zero. Absolutely none. Okay? And any disrespect that goes in the chat, we rather not have you here with us. Right?
Proceed.
Okay, proceed, Maddie. So Maddie, you know what we're gonna do? We kind of running. We definitely like to have you back, you know, for another segment, because I think the information you're sharing is straight from the heart, you know, and you was in the belly of the beast, so to speak. And we are so happy that you can join us. And I gotta tell you, you know, I mean, for what you have gone through, you are sounding well. Anyhow, you can't say that because you know the way a person song, you doesn't know what another person, what that person is actually going through. You know,
she's giving you as real as it is, man. It's on the ground. It's real. She's the only person who really come on here and tell us as it is happening there. You know, I mean, she ain't sugarcoating nothing. She's telling you very realistically. You know.
Yeah, and of course, yeah. My dog is raising a good point. All you, please like up the stream. I mean, don't forget to subscribe. You guys make us what we are, and you know, there's a lot of things happening with us, especially in Trinidad and Tobago. You know, we are making a difference. We are actually making a difference, and my phone have been ringing quite a lot now. I've been getting a lot of calls. You know, they're trying to silence me.
Oh,
this
what time is it?
Yeah. All kind of thing. They're costing me left, right, and center. But I tell them I go up in 𝗪𝗪𝘁 Club and tell my bag broad. So, Marie, any closing words before you go? Marie, let me ask you a question, though. I want to say this. If you had to send a message to the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, what would be your message to the Prime Minister?
My message to him would be to come home and forget about what you're seeing on the outskirts and reason with your people. Give we a listening ear for once, right? Hear what it is we had to say. Get involved in community. Get involved in all these things that are happening within Tobago, and you could make a difference. You could make a change. Stop looking at what outside countries doing. Stop looking about what they're telling themselves is good for your country, and you do it for yourself. We don't want to hear from nobody else. We don't want you to be comparing us to anybody else. We put you there for a reason, for you to make a difference, for you to make a change. We don't want to hear them kind of nonsense that are just sitting down there and feeling okay, everything is okay and it's good. Come home, take a drive, see for yourself. We never used to have homeless people in Tobago. Now when you drive on the road, you're seeing a set of homeless people. You're seeing a set of them. We have too much youth out here who don't have no work. We have too much educated people like myself who is unemployed and unable to eat and had to be dependent on people. Now that you open the construction sector, maybe 1 or 2 persons in our whole extended family would be making money. And you need to see that. You need to see what's happening. You need to see that your people who put you there suffering. You need to see that. We're not asking you, you know. We're not begging you neither. We just want you to take it upon yourself. Let it be your own intuition. You know that woman is getting woman intuition. You get yours. Come home and see what's going on. Don't just sit down there and tell yourself, okay, you're making decisions based on the well-being of the country. Come out in the country. See what's happening. Try to figure out why the crime rate is so high while sitting down up there on your own pulpit. No, don't do it. Come out here and see for yourself. You was at Tobago and at one point you wasn't always so big. You didn't always have all that money. At one point you know what it felt like to go in the grocery and have no money to get what you need.
Okay.
So Maddie, we want to say to you, thank you so very kindly. We really appreciate your being candid and straightforward and straight to the point. We really, really thank you so very kindly.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay.
I hope that somebody was out there listening.
Oh,
and even if the Prime Minister wasn't, that he would have somebody who was there listening that could give him the information.
That message you just did there, we're going to do a message to the Prime Minister. A message to the Prime Minister. Well, we're not going to have your face, but we're going to put a message to the Prime Minister from a Tobago resident.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
That's great.
I'm going to do that. Thank you so much.
We want you to come back. We want you to come back. So let us know sometime next week.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that was fantabulous, man. Let me say some quick hellos. Maureen McPhil joining us from Cayman Islands. Maureen, welcome from Cayman Islands. What boy? Maurice Cayman. All the Cayman Islands are a real nice place, you know, boy. I love Cayman Islands too bad, boy. Yep. Let me see what it have. Nadia Mongol. Nadia, welcome as well. I think Mardog joined us kind of late, you know. Mardog, welcome. Buck. Is that a real person, Olia?
I don't know. Don't dwell on them.
No. I ain't gonna dwell on them. JD Stasia. JD Stasia, welcome as well. The Wolverine, welcome. Carice. I just quickly going through this. Ron, I tired calling your name, you know. I think my partner Ulrich was there tonight too, no. Carice. Takesha, welcome. Cheese sticks. I still didn't see your cousin breadsticks yet, you know. My dog. Maureen McPhil. Maureen is from Cayman Island. Yeah. Let me see who else, boy. Nutscake. Ulrich. Ron. I called Ron already. Rishi. We had some. Wait now. Troy Smith. Troy Smith was new, boy. We missed Troy. Troy, where you from? PNM pay public servants money. Let money trickle around. Troy Smith. All of these stream does go real faster, so all of bear with us, you know, sometimes we kind of slow, you know, and then Buck just come here is comment after comment after comment. Yeah, that is it, boy. Wolverine. And then we missing some code, boy. Some codes disappear, yes? Really? Lana, earlier codes disappear, boy. I'm telling you, it's so much, so much comments. We appreciate you guys so much, boy. We appreciate you guys so much. Oh boy, that was a night, boy. Again, folks. Something happened to Mariano Browne again. We don't know what it is, but he sent me a message again, so I don't know. Oh, Nadia says she was there early on. Oh, sorry, Nadia. I didn't. What's Ellis Halen? Ellis, where you from? Where you from, Ellis? Hey, Wolverine, put the closing comments in the quotes. You're gonna close the program tonight? Oh, you going already? Wolverine, before you go, put closing comments in the put closing comments. Put closing quotes in the comments so we could read your closing. You're gonna close the program. If not, let me put somebody else too. Yeah. Carice close it. Rishi close it. Wolverine. Yeah, Wolverine. Put your closing comments in the chat. Closing comments. You're gonna close the program. All right. Okay. All right. Oh, folks, I tell you, boy, it's been a long day. You know, it's been a long day. Where we started off with the with me running and tomorrow I'm gonna take my second vaccine, yes. Ellis is from Tobago. Ellis, what part of Tobago? Of course, Ellis. I don't want to go into my big theology, because Diana will get vexed if I tell him my father from 𝗪𝗪𝘀𝗃𝗍 and my brother from 𝗪𝗪𝘀𝗃𝗍 and all this kind of thing. So folks, we go get one song tonight. One song. Somebody put one song in the chat. Oh, I have it already. Keisha put a song in, right? So folks, one of the favorite comments, I use this all the time, and I use this on 𝗬𝐻𝐻𝑆 show, is the quote by Frederick Douglass. Power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did, and it never will. Find out just what any people will quietly submit to, and you have found out the exact measure of injustice and wrong which will be imposed upon them. These will continue till they are resisted with either words or blows, or with both. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all. I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Wolverine, can you put closing comments, please? And Cheesesteak, put in closing comments too, just in case Wolverine is listening. Tommy, go ahead.
Yes, indeed. I find Maddie to be very courageous. And in the words of Nelson Mandela, he says, I learned that courage was not an absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Also, I like to end by saying this quote from 𝗹𝗶𝘀𝗻𝗆. Have a big enough heart to love unconditionally and a broad enough mind to embrace the difference that makes each of us unique. A pleasant good night to each and every one, and we'll see you at the next show on Thursday. Godspeed.
Yeah, Gary?
Yes, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us, especially tonight where my friend there, Andrea, speaking truth for power. You can't get it more real than that.
Yeah, truth to power, boy. Real, boy. Real talk.
No, she telling us it is, and
serious talk in the village, boy.
Yeah, and I really appreciate her coming on and giving us what's really happening. I would like to get more people that would really come on and tell us the truth. So I deeply appreciate taking the time.
Right. So I read Ron and Cheesesteak. Yeah, Cheesesteak and Cheesesteak closing comments. Diana, go ahead.
Okay. I just want to say, I have to do this tonight. If you don't move, you will not notice the chains that bind you. If you don't move, you will not notice the chains that bind you. Remember who shut down the economy have not missed a paycheck since it's all started. Trinidad and Tobago is facing a joint health and economic crisis with a surging pandemic, income losses. TNT is facing a health and economic crisis that will test its financial systems like few events in modern times. As the SOE remains in place, we at WZYE 95.9 FM and TV look on eagerly and with grave concern as to what will the government's response be. As the human cost of the coronavirus pandemic unfolds, we are only just beginning to come to grips with its impacts on the economy of Trinidad and Tobago and the banking landscape. Banks, as well as the governments and central banks, can play a crucial role to lessen the impact on the suffering families in Trinidad. Banks and other commercial houses could be reaching out to clients proactively to discuss financial fitness tools, starting with the customers most at risk in this current environment. This would be a more humane response instead of repossessing the household contents of a long-standing customer on a Sunday who has become temporarily economically disadvantaged. Instead of forcing customers to hide the vehicles they depend on to make a living. Instead of issuing threatening collection letters on loans and credit card payments. Yet banks are making a profit during this time. How? On the necks of the temporarily economically disadvantaged citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Would it not be better to offer short-term forbearance solutions and loan modifications in the absence of an official moratorium by the leader of the country? Trinidad and Tobago has a difficult path to navigate through and out of this current crisis. The size of the challenge for banks will depend on the duration of the health emergency and the length and the depth of the economic crisis. A financial crisis would only add to the economic woes, especially for the poor and already economically deprived. Perhaps heavy fiscal power for whatever it takes, an immediate helicopter money where everyone gets a no strings attached handout to help speed up the economy recovery that is needed. The government of Trinidad and Tobago needs to act quickly and to do whatever it takes to keep the lights on. This is Diana Benskin, aka The Storm, bidding you auf Wiedersehen until we meet again. Good night.
And that is it, The Storm Boy. So let me quickly read. I'm going to close with Wolverine, right? But there were some great comments here I don't want to get going. Ron DMC says, there's nothing more pleasant in life than to pass on to others what one has learned for oneself or has been taught. Excellent, Ron DMC. Then we had Cheese Sticks. Good night, everyone on chat and WZYE family. Then we have Albert Montano, so I don't believe Mariano Browne will come on the program. I think he will come on. And then Wolverine is going to close. Ulrich said this program has to get more days. Ulrich.
I want a raise.
Yeah. Rowley just come. Rowley just come. Big up to Miss Billy on a great job. Of course, yeah, we want to say hello to Dr. Sharon for a great job tonight again. We want to thank
Miss Billy, the lady we had previously.
Oh yeah, I know Miss Billy.
Yeah. Also too late tonight, yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about Dr. Sharon tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you was mixing up the two of them. So.
Yeah, no. Takesha says, keep up the good work, Ansem, Gary, Dwayne, and Tommy. God bless you guys. A lot of people don't know how concerned you all are to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. That's for real. So let me read Wolverine closing quotes. I mean, I had to go way back to get, all right. Wolverine says, Wolverine is closing the program. Lord, grant us strength to deal with this King Kong governor. You all keep safe. May God bless you all. One love. Thank you very much, Wolverine. And we're going to go out tonight with this song by Black Stallion. It says, let me see what it says here. This is Black Stallion here. Look on the bright side. Let's go. All right, folks. We're going to go with Black Stallion. We're going to go out to Black Stallion tonight. Look on the bright side.
Times may be rough, life may be tough, but we must keep going. We feeling the pain, yes, we keep holding strain, but we must keep fighting. Regardless of how it come, we just can't surrender. We gotta keep working towards a better future. We may never be always down and fighting to stay off the ground. We must remember our day will come. While we appreciate the little life got to give, regardless what's the hurt, we must think positive. Look on the brighter side, look on the brighter side, because I see a silver lining behind this gray cloud we're passing. Look on the bright side, look on the bright side, for the bright side is where we going. Oh. With a heavy load, yes, we go along the road, but we must keep going. Like if we commit a crime and we keep serving time, but we must keep fighting. Remember they say that nothing lasts forever. One day is for the slave, one day for the master. So always keep your courage up. Don't allow confidence to drop. One day we'll be right here on top. While we appreciate the little life that we give, regardless what's the hurt, we must think positive. Look on the brighter side. Look on the brighter side. Because I see a silver lining behind this great cloud we're passing. Look on the bright side. Look on the bright side. For the bright side is where we go in. Oh. The journey may be long, and you keep falling down, but you must keep standing. It keep getting hot, like the pressure won't stop, but we must keep going. Everybody in life does have their little setbacks, but we just can't say that, sit down and relax. Don't care what we go through today, surrender we must never say. Where there's a will, there is a way. While we appreciate the little life got to give, regardless what's the hurt, we must think positive. Look on the brighter side. Look on the brighter side. Because I see a silver lining behind this great cloud we're passing. Look on the bright side. Look on the bright side. For the bright side is there.